much, CVS. Time to get into the action of game one of Tundra versus Falcons. Yeah, let's see what 33 can do on the brew. We're seeing, some offlane heroes have a bit of a tough time here, right? It's
a lot of them.
Mars has had a bit of a rough one. Brew's had a bit of a rough one. We saw last game, Buck nearly made the Mars work.
Nearly. He did have a couple miss-ups.
So, maybe 33 is going to be able to either nearly make the brew work or actually make it work. We'll see.
We shall see indeed. Looking at the lane, it looks like they are putting Saksa in the lane with him with the Twin Terror, so that tells me that they want to have a stronger overall lane in comparison. Sure, Ringmaster is very strong, but I've seen the Ring versus the Silencer a couple of times now. You can't trade. But I don't know how well Jakiro can actually trade with Silencer either, so we'll see in particular how that lane goes, because that's the one to watch for me, for Falcons to do very well in. Mid lane, BZM should do just fine, but Malrine will also get some solid farm. Bottom, Tundra should do pretty well. They have a Morphling versus a Bristleback, so unless he gets tripped up somehow from crit.
Well, like a kind of sneaky dead shot or something, trips it, yeah.
But he should be pretty all right with the backup of Whitemon, so yeah. Pretty cool game we've got set up for ourselves here. Crit. Might just get caught for the first blood. Saksa with a sneaky play.
33. Did try and step up and grab the bounty, wasn't to be. As Skeeter was quicker with the pickup. Indeed, Crit will be going down, surely.
One more hit. He's got him.
Could he get the bounty, or at least deny the bounty on the way out?
Oh.
Nah, he tried to go for the pickup. So it does mean that they not only get the first blood, but they'll also be able to get that bounty rune as well down there.
Clever little play from Saksa. Getting that wrap around. He did not expect that at all. All right, let's see how this mid lane ends up going, and let's see how good overall Ember Spirit thing is too. So I know I talked a lot about how, the Brewmaster can struggle a lot in this game. I don't know, these Embers have looked so powerful, Owen. Yes, he's playing into a fair bit of control and silence, but definitely one of those games where the Mage Slayer does have its merits when you're playing versus the Bristleback. And some forms of, you could say, some harder spells to sometimes hit, at times with the Ember, right? No, like just target stuns.
No, nothing like a DK or something with a insta-step onto him.
I mean, Avalanche will be the best one, of course, for that setup, but we'll have to see how how BZM ends up doing. It's Malrine right now, looking good. And Pango overall, another one that we have to talk about. I think it's what do we see, an 80% win rate, was it? Something absurd right now. So this hero has also been looking pretty hot, and it's a very good defusal game versus all three cores, versus Ember, Morph, and the Brewmaster if he wants to go down that route. So 83%.
Yeah, very, very high right now.
That's pretty crazy.
On the Pango.
Just seems like he has really good access of starting all team fights in comparison to a lot of these other mids at the moment. It's like Kunkka's the other one to start team fights, but that's about it. Pango just seems to be reigning supreme, at least in that front. Interesting to say, I want to say interesting to point out, but it's Amar, so it's not really that interesting. But he goes for Seeing Red.
He loves Seeing Red.
He always loves Seeing Red.
He pretty much, has he ever done it in a pro, the other one?
I think maybe once he did it.
He tried it and he was like, never again. He loves Seeing Red every single time.
And it's pretty interesting to say, too, because their lineup, it's very good about thriving with the extra snot, right? If they have the Tiny with the extra minus armor with the Pango.
He won't have it. He won't hear it.
But that's not going to be
Seeing Red is always the way for Amar.
I mean, Amar wants to thrive off of the lucky shot, right? So he wants to be the one doing that big damage. And he is going to have a good, he's going to have a good lane. Morph actually is struggling at the moment, Crystallis. We've seen this lane usually do well versus a lot of these Bristles early, but bottom, Falcons having the control in these first three waves. It's literally the reason that you pick the Morph first pick versus the Bristleback.
Well, because you can have a good lane.
Yeah, just to have that good lane. First few.
Well, they're keeping a good hold of the lane here, Falcons.
Yeah. He's going to fix things up here. Gets every single one of the last hits there off that next creep wave. Snaking. Couldn't find the sentry in time, actually. So he put down his sentry to look for it to unblock. Wasn't able to find it.
Saksa looks pretty dead hit.
Doesn't even need the avalanche. Doesn't look like it. -1. The brain drain. Snaking doesn't get the D ward around the camp, but will get the kill. 33 will get the exchange of the Lotus.
Mid CS continues to be very close between these two.
33 will take a bit of a beating. Should be just fine with that Lotus. Yeah, mid just feels even. Pango's leading slightly, but just ever so slow. Much.
That's 33. Oh, he was thinking about getting back in there onto snaking with Saksa back.
Okay. It feels like a dangerous lane to try to go aggressive.
Like, can Tundra get kills here? What's the chances of sort of finding snaking out of position?
On snaking, perhaps. On Tiny, never. Unless they bring a third hero. But yeah, very unexpected they would be able to do that. Even killing snaking just, yeah, it'll take quite a bit because they have the avalanche that can mess them up quite a lot. And this damage, it doesn't come that quickly between Sox and 33. It's overtime damage. Crit, stacking the camps, gets a dead shot connection. BZM.
They've got the slight chains.
Is it enough? He's diving.
He's slowly burning.
He throws the blood grenade. BZM is going to take a ton of damage because of that. He's just dead.
That's set up indeed for Marine to get that kill in return. That's quite a big one for him to find solo at the end of it.
I was looking, I'm like, there's a blood grenade. This is really dangerous of a dive. And BZM does the risky play. Ends up dying for it. Marine, he'll be very happy about that.
Yeah, it's going to help him get that level 6 that little bit quicker.
Absolutely. A very good defusal game if he wants to go that route. So if he does have this good start, which he already is having, can look to accelerate to go for that build. All 3 cores at the top for the side of Falcons with this lane setup.
Top lane definitely proving to be the slightly tough one for Tundra.
As anticipated, right? It's the Brewmaster pick. It doesn't seem to have a very good lane in almost any situation. And he's playing with a very strong lane. Marine does have boot stick bottle. He'll be fine here. It's very close to 6. He's pinging mid. Crit is in the area.
Got the silence.
Dead shot. Can he line it up?
Oh, good
Nice
dodge with the sleight of fist.
Very nice play there from BZM. Nice and patient. Crit trying to apply that pressure in mid since I guess he doesn't feel like he's needed. Amar's probably telling him, I'm chilling down here. You do your own thing. Skeeter?
They're trying to make moves on towards him, but it's just so hard to kill him.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
Just with these two.
Not without a third hero. Look at the instant D ward. So Whitemon, he did see Crit walk over and place that one, so it does take it away immediately. Places a lane or a river ward to be able to watch if Crit does make some movements. And as we said, talking about Crit, he doesn't have to lane with Amar, so he's just stacking.
It's a beautiful stack strike.
This early 5x.
Yeah. It's that early in the game, and it's this many stacks.
He's pinging it right. He's like, Amar, it's juicy for you. Crit. Will he get the rune? It'll spawn top. Soxa in trouble.
Yeah, Marine's ready to go. As the Rolling Thunder in, Snaking's around to borrow a bit of the old brain.
+1, -1. Looking for more BZM, not 6 just yet. Can't get the angle for him. Still not 6. He still needs that one creep. Amar has hit 6. Does he want to look to back up for it? Is he still? He's just still playing in the lane. So he wants to just keep applying that pressure to Crystallis.
BZM's pretty low in the mid. Does have the 6. Oh! Okay.
Oh, he's trying to get the stun with the. Yeah, he actually gets. So no TP.
Dude, yeah, exactly. No TP.
Is that literally frame perfect on the TP out?
No. He'd only just started TP.
Oh, okay.
He got him very early in the TP, but he did get him. So yeah, no TP. He's going to have a walk back to base before. Obviously, he'll still be able to remnant out, but definitely slows down the refueling process there.
It's painful. It's going to enable Maureen just have that bit of an edge over him, especially inside of this laning phase. 500 gold advantage at the moment for Maureen over BZM. BZM is getting aggressive. He's looking for the kill on Maureen.
Okay, underneath the tower.
Can't quite go for the kill, though. There's 8 wand.
Needs sort of a +1. And D Maureen's just that little bit ahead in the sense that catching him low solo, probably not going to happen in the lane anymore for BZM.
No. And you have to be careful. It's a lot of physical damage that can just go right through that level 2 flame guard. So. Crystallis, as we said, is starting to get that free farm down bottom, but Amar is completely uncontested, and he has that unbelievably large stack. Maybe they're saving that stack for Maureen to get him the diffu faster, right? It could be a potential because the diffu timing versus the 3 cores is huge.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him get to Maureen, you're right.
I think I'd prefer Maureen taking it, actually.
I don't know, is Amar going to let his precious stacks go to Maureen, though? You want to take Amar? I don't know if you want to take Amar's stacks.
You have to check. Is he queuing up Midas's? Okay, so far Amar is happy.
Can they get another stack here? Oh, yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Is that a 6x?
That's a lot. Just 8 minutes in. That's a lot of stacking. Meanwhile, on Tundra, they've only stacked once.
Oh, man. Okay, Amar's going to take it. Fine. I could have seen merit in arguments for the diffusal one, but sure, just give it to Amar.
This has got to be some of the high number of stacks that you'll see this early in the game, right?
Whitemon, he's just going to sap the XP. He's got the ward down, so he's going to try to get as much out of it. And, I mean, Amar, maybe he gets a snipe, too, because Amar's dropping low.
I mean, if Whitemon goes for it.
He might be able to. Amar not expected.
Oh, here he is. Oh, gets him with the whip. They're going to have him.
They got him. Big, juicy, level 5.5 for Whitemon now.
And that's the thing, right? They got the kill, and they did so pretty much the entirety. They made sure all of that was split XP-wise.
That was interesting that they don't even bring Malrine over to try to like split anything up. They're just completely splitting things up where Malrine's getting the top side and he's getting this. They're not sharing stuff. So a bit of an interesting approach from Falcons as Tundra capitalizes on that. So many levels for Whitemon. And he's down a strongman tonic off that kill.
Oh, snaking. Whitemon gets the connection.
Pretty dead.
Very nice stuff here from Whitemon on the Ringmaster.
And so far also, 33 now has just been left to his own devices and he's able to stay in this top lane on his own. He's got this Talisman of Evasion already too, so his... What's he at? He's sitting at 40% evasion before even brewed up. These are nice moves from Tundra after the laning phase.
Yeah, pretty hard to kill 33. I mean, it feels like they sort of have to bring over what the Pango with the Rolling Thunder if they want to try and stand a chance. But even then, he's probably going to get the primal split off.
Yeah, either that or wait for global, and then you go with
sure
global plus the Pango coming in.
It's going to take a lot.
Definitely will.
So 33 likely to get enough space to make good progress on this Radiance Rush.
Whitemon's gone to 6 now because of that kill, because of that stack. It's very early. He's got the Wheel of Wonder for the next play around this power rune. Malrine.
The chains. Wheel laid down. Now we got to push him back into it. Now he's gone.
He's been the best Ringmaster, it seems like, for a bit of time. And just him able to steal stack XP, get a kill, gets him 6, gets a kill, that's massive for them.
Yeah, this Ringmaster's messing with them big time.
Yeah. Getting that kill on the Pango, slowing down the defusal time. He was pretty close to having it.
Oh, look at this as well, Saxa.
Oh.
He's going to try and take some of the stack here with the Macropire.
Oh, these supports, they're owning right now.
I mean, 33's coming over as well to make sure they get away with this. Saxa's falling very low.
Pango's respawning.
So we'll see how much they can finish off. They're probably going to get pushed back. So Falcons will make sure that the majority of this stack, the bigger ancient creeps, will be protected. Get sniped by my Marine here on the side. They try for the slide chains, but won't quite connect onto him. So Marine's going to be able to get back out. Yeah, Falcons, they keep their ancient stacks safe for the most part.
And the Macropire actually kind of just helps them clear it, if anything. It only took out, I think, the 2 small dragons, if I'm not mistaken.
They'll be able to sneak one more stack in there as well.
Yep. So Amar will be boosted up again. That much more. Skitter has been uncontested in this game. He's got 400 difference between him and that Morphling at the moment. Echo Saber is done. Now that they can go farm those stacks, up to a 2K lead for Falcons with this laning phase. But nice moves from Tundra to at least try to contest and reestablish after that early laning dominance that Falcons did have. Smoke's coming out. Diffusal's done for Malrine. They've got global. They want Morphling, it looks like. Will Crystallis be at the ready for it? Looks like he is reading it.
Yeah,
they're smoking, making their own move.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They did see it though, Falcons. They have the lane ward, so Falcons immediately see them turn around in the river, look to set up toward the mid lane, perhaps look for the power rune. Spot bottom, so they have to walk all the way back down there. Love it. And they'll reveal themselves, so good awareness coming out there from Tundra to be able to pressure top tower and clear it out to Crystallis. Missing the last hit. These guys missing last hits with 150 damage on these heroes.
Whoa, no need to call him out there.
What? I called out Cyril.
No, we did. He had a similar number of damage as well.
It was 3 creeps. You got it as well.
So there's a decent amount of money you're missing out on for the team, right?
Yeah, it does matter.
The last hit was like 110 each if you get the last hit on the tower.
Yeah, you miss out on quite a bit. It's important. Little things do add up. Falcons 3K lead. Just being a little more efficient around the map with these stacks, as you mentioned. And Amar now pressuring bottom.
I mean, Amar's going to be quite the problem.
Yes.
He's getting complete free farm up there, level with his mid. Sorry, with his carry.
Yep, and as we mentioned, he's going the carry route himself too,
yep,
and he has the lucky shot that he's going to be thriving off as well in the mid game. Strap yourselves in though, everybody, because this is Tundra Falcons, so there's going to be quite a bit of farming. Both these two teams do like to hit the creeps. How's 33 doing on his Radiance? 900 away. Doing better than I expected. He's still bottom of the cores, but has yet to die. How's BZM's Mage Slayer? He's getting pretty close also to have that as well. But Falcons getting a little more out of the map, as we said. Now up to a 4K lead.
They're getting quite the sort of comfortable lead here.
Getting some growth across the board here. Saksa putting a incredibly deep ward, or looking for something over here. Crazy wraparound behind the tier 2 mid. Falcons is just playing the stack game. Okay, so that's what Sox is doing. I was like, he's going so far deep on tier 2s. He's just looking to block camps because Falcons is playing the efficiency.
They've made so many stacks.
And Tundra is not making the stacks. So he will be able to also steal this shrine and maybe even kill Crit. Crit alive with 5 HP.
He's gonna live.
Oh my god, the stick is just enough. Couldn't get that extra little bit of right click since he goes into the Pierce the Veil. Literally just survives. But a nice steal. The Shrine of Wisdom, and Sox also blocks the Ancients and gets a deep ward in the enemy triangle as well, too, to get some vision. Actually, I think that was Whitemon earlier, but whatever. Level 12 on the Bristle. You can see how Falcons is looking to play with these stacks and Tundra. And perhaps just waiting for the timing of the Mage Slayer plus Radiance before they look for a fight. It's definitely difficult for them to fight into Falcons versus this global at the moment. Tormentor time. Falcons setting up for it. Don't believe Tundra's going to have any qualms to contest this.
No, I don't think so, yeah. Not at least until they have that kind of Radiance online. It's very close to it, 33.
Their lineup is just about, as we said, Tundra wants to wait until late game, so if they just sit back and farm, it does feel good. Falcons, they ideally want to be the ones that are pressuring. They'll be able to get this Tormentor. Crit. Neither one of them are the greatest in this game.
That's true,
The two
right?
support shards are kind of underwhelming, but you definitely want to be able to steal more int than to be getting this one, of course.
The brain drain does feel nice, even if you just get a couple of kills.
Actually,
in the radius of it.
Versus a Brewmaster, too, right? Brew losing int is devastating, but there's no kills really happening in this game anyway, so.
No, it's slowing down. Oh, they're diving in potentially. They get the Remnant now onto Crit. Crit will get the off. The Global comes in, and Maori's in with Rolling Thunder onto the two of them. Catches the two supports in the combo. As Saxa goes down, Whitemon will try and save himself in the escape pact, but he won't be escaping at the end of this. Both dead. They were very quick on that, Falcons. I mean, it just goes to sort of show why Tundra's been so careful about looking for a fight, because as soon as they kind of look for some action, it immediately goes wrong for them.
And it feels like that's always going to, if Global's up, that's going to happen every single time. So Global down, of course, for 90 seconds off of that, but trying to make their, what feels like their first aggressive move, and it's not even close to connect.
No.
Off the mark with the wheel, too. I think he got caught by the silence, so he can't get the whip. Crit was able to get that calling off, and yeah, Malmarine with easy cleanup. Now Marine has Blink, too, so you can continue to force this action.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire are scared.
I guess at the same time, even though that didn't go great for them, because it did get the global silence out, maybe they will go for something again pretty soon.
They have.
Because you have to do it when the global's not there, right?
Yep, you got 60 seconds now. I mean, or do they just play to farm the map? I mean, 33. This is the way Tundra plays, right? They do like to just force things and just keep farming and just wait for that super late game.
Sure.
But usually they're not 5. Usually what I see about Tundra is it's like, when they are losing, sometimes it's like 16-5, and they're just 1K behind. This is 6-5, and they're 4K behind. So it's a little different than the formula we see from them at times.
Yeah, Falcons are going to be coming for them. They've got the smoke. They're going to make the move with the Twin Gate up towards the top. They know that there's a high chance that somebody's up here. It is Crystallis is the big catch.
Blink and an amp damage on Malrine, too.
They should search this area.
The ward saw him. They saw the creep die. They know he's here.
See if he's got any way to play his way out of this. Hasn't got the Manta quite yet.
There's an Atos on the Muerta. This looks like a guaranteed kill. Crystallis.
He's just on the edge of vision. Just outside of it.
He's starting to get the morph up.
He's going for the TP out in the trees. Do they catch him in time? They don't. He's out of there, Crystallis. He reads them.
Sneaky. Very nicely done. That wasted, wow, what, 30, 40 seconds. Gold lead.
33.
5K to 3K.
He's trying to dive in on the mid, but the global's there. And backup comes in. Skeeter's in with the combo from the high ground. 33.
Oh, well.
He's out.
They found one anyway.
Yep, he's out. Straight like that. Tried to dive in. I mean, I guess he forced out the global, but he's dying for it.
Oh, and now I'm on.
Now Marion can try and turn this into something more. Quick jump to the side there. So will not save Whitemon. That's Falcons. They get another. They're able to push down the mid now. Amar ready to sort of join the push. As they've already cleared out the tier 1 down bottom. He's ready to move around the map. Take some more of the map away from Tundra as Falcons continue to hold this lead.
I quite like seeing the Pango versus the Ringmaster too, because Escape Act is great versus most abilities because it gives magic resist, but Pango's just all physical. So of course we didn't see it
and
there,
all AoE.
Yeah, and so every one of his spells are just quite excellent versus that Ring. See, when Roche looks to be on the docket for Falcons, it does feel like they can look to force that a bit more too if they'd like to. Malrine, of course, will get the Brigand's Blade. Feels like all the Pangos do get it.
And so,
Through the portal.
so for Sax as well, where does he kind of go with his build in the long run? So you get what, this drums, this Dragon Lance, Shard. Where are you going with this eventually? Are you going to be eventually some additional right-clicking
Amar.
Drop the wheel down. He's hard to kill. In the Macropire, though, with the Primal Split, they will get him.
I don't think they needed that split, but they'll throw it out anyway, I guess. Maybe anticipating there's more Pyros coming from behind, perhaps, but okay.
Yeah, do we get some sort of cool stuff from Saxa then?
I think he just does what we just see Insania do this, right? Insania did just Hurricane Pike BKB. I don't know about BKB this game because he's not playing versus like a Mars. Actually, he's playing versus Pango, so it might be BKB after Hurricane Pike. This is the new build that we see from the what was this fast called?
It's the Twin Terror, yeah. It's the fun one to do. Everyone loves it right now.
Yeah, they just go for the right clicks. Crystallis, they're looking to set up for him. He's got man to the scout. Nice micro. Scouts both sides. Delta split. It's top net worth on the morph, so he's avoided all the ganks. Pretty good for him there.
They're going to go
see
for
him now. Can he get out? No Manta at the ready.
Get the Rolling Thunder, but it's kind of deep. The rest of Falcons don't want to go for this anymore. Crystallis, again, just avoiding these moves. A step ahead of them.
Did they have the global on the initial go? I think they did, right? As he didn't want to throw it out. Maybe he thought that they were just going to get the connection anyway. Because they saw the Manta. They saw the two illusions, so they know his Manta was cooldown, but either way. Roll won't connect. Down to that 3K lead, so yeah, Tundra. They're doing their Tundra thing. You know, they just hit the creeps. Make sure the lead does not grow too much. How's Falcons' next few pickups looking, though? The SNY, it's done for Amar. Skeeter, he's got his Shadow Blade. Question is, do they want to look to force the Roche soon? Wisdom Rune, 21 minutes, or Shrine of Wisdom. Looks like that's going to be the choice for them. And BZM is getting closer and closer toward his BKB to be able to deal with that silence, deal with the Pango. But not forcing a Roche on the side of Falcons, so pace slowing down a little bit there, where for Tundra, their lineup is all about going to later stages. See if that ends up working. They are pinging it out, so I believe that's Whitemon who was pinging, just anticipating that there is going to be a potential Roche soon from Falcons. But they're actually hunting Skeeter, looking for BZM.
Up top.
They got him.
Yeah, they'll drop the global for this. Make sure there's no chance of escape.
He had a Lotus. It's not enough. With that kill, 40 seconds, they're going to look to pressure the map more. Amar, just smack a courier. Crystallis. They'll be fine. They've got Malrine smoked here in a pretty cool position. Might catch Crystallis off guard.
It's difficult, though, without the global, unless they catch him perfectly. I mean, Crystallis is going to play aggressive.
He didn't see Malrine.
Tries to go in for crit. He'll get punished heavily for that one.
He got baited. Surely that's going to be the one for them to go for Roche on Falcons then, after that kill. Looks like they're pinging towers. They don't want to go for it just yet.
That's a rough death from Crystallis.
I mean, Amar looks like he was maybe once. I mean, we'll see where they go. Yeah, it is a rough one.
It was top net worth. He was getting all the space in the world.
It was clever from Malrine. He smoked himself at the tower after he TP'd in, so even if there was a ward, he was going to be able to get that sneaky play onto Crystals, but definitely a risky play from Crystals after them just waiting for so long, getting that farm sustained for him.
It's never really an easy support to go for either, right, the Moed. So he gets to pierce the veil off, suddenly you're not really getting the chance to finish him off completely as a solo morph.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he's got the Gossamer Cape too, so all these little things do absolutely matter.
That's not an easy kill to try for, and it ends up hurting him big time, Crystallis.
Yeah, and crit, he is starting to get some spell amp on. So 6% spell amp.
Oh, there you go.
When you get 20 in Agnums, it matters.
Sure.
It really does.
Eventually, it feels, you know, you're pretty happy you got that early on.
And it does feel like, I mean, he's getting quite a bit of farm.
Look at these stacks. It's just crazy. 26 stacks against the 5.
That has to be
23 minutes
at 23 minutes.
It has to. We're not seeing them this high, are we?
No, not
This is a very big number.
He's getting so rich off of it.
There we go. So Crit indeed has beat the record for the most camp stack this tournament. So that's not even at 23 minutes into a game. That's just in a game. He's already smashed it.
I mean, it has been the most passive game ever from Tundra, right? After
It has.
Early game, nothing has happened, so he's just able to sit back and get those stacks to increase his farm. Tundra does like to hit those creeps. But Falcons, feels like they're getting, just continuing to just get a little more out of the map. You see the net worth for a moment like dwindle. It goes down to like 3-4K, but then immediately when they get a kill back, Falcons just starts accelerating things back to that 5-6K, that extra item or two on a core. That does really matter. And they're smoked. So their ults, they're back at the ready. Skeeter, I believe that's the BKB at the ready too.
And it does very much feel like if they get a jump on someone, they have the global. They're pretty much guaranteed to get that kill.
Yep. And
against most of these heroes.
And Crystallis has, honestly, he's been using his Manta off cooldown, it feels like, to farm.
So a little
risky.
risky.
If they find him, they'll kill him. Right, BKB is finished up for BZM, so he could survive the ganks. And this will be, I guess, okay, now they'll go for that rush. So waited a little bit to go for it fully. Maybe just wanted to be extra safe, have Skeeter have the BKB before they do commit for it. But it will be a freebie.
Yeah, Mar will take this.
Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, Skeeter hasn't really been feeling any pressure at all, and he's got BKB, so he should be safe to escape in most situations. Amar will be deeper. Can probably look to siege these tier 2s a bit now on the side.
I think they can, right?
Yeah.
See what sort of happens, see if Tundra turn up.
At least force some reaction. They'll see Crystallis poke top, they ping it immediately, but I'd imagine Falcons do want, they can take any fight right now, as they probably could have taken at any point in this game. Looking to pressure 2 lanes, and here they go. They're setting up top. Global is ready, so is the roll.
Tundra know it's a bit spooky.
The next liquid fire they might go on.
Maureen.
Maybe the next liquid fire they go on.
He's
They're just going for the morph.
Gets the opening on Christus. They get the curse down as well. They put the global. They catch him in the calling. And Maureen continues to lock him down. Skeeter steps up with the damage. Avalanche in. It's enough. They get the kill, and now they can try and look for more potentially. It's 33 in BZM. Backing off. They're actually going to see if they can turn over towards Maureen. He'll get the shield crash out, but he's caught in the Macropie, the Wheel of Wonder. They'll get him. They'll kill off the Pango. Amar's very low, but of course does have the safety of the Aegis. And with the back of the damage of Skeeter, they clear through both Whitemon and Saxa. Snaking does fall close to the tower. 33 in BZM, the last 2 left alive for Tundra. They'll have to start retreating.
Can they get out? Crit is looking for an angle to potentially try to catch one of the 2, but the chains come out. Some trade kills.
Yeah, they tried to send the rest of the Brewlings in as well to see if they could finish off Amar, get that Aegis out of him, but wasn't to be. Amar's able to survive, keep the Aegis safe.
Some trade kills, but again, Falcons coming out ahead. They claim the tier 2 before they go port for the defense too, so they get the tower as well as make that aggressive move. BZM does hold the BKB though, which is nice. But
and they're also they're killing Chris to the strike. They're getting the morph at the start of these plays.
Yep. Again, his Manta's cooldown. It wouldn't have mattered here, but he's just literally using it off cooldown to go for these plays, so dies before anything. He needs to survive. He is the carry at the end of the day, so even if they're getting these cleanup kills,
that's the thing, because he's 0-2-0. He's not been alive for a single kill or assist in these fights.
No, not quite. We're starting to see the separation between him and Skeeter too. And speaking of Skeeter, right on top of BZM. Throws the remnant forward, but he's got the one back. The jump, Whitemon, he's been found.
Having a very, very clean game. Escida 6-0-3.
Hey, most of Falcons, it's clean games for them. It's just Tundra hitting creeps in order to try to keep themselves stabilized. Tormentor, next choice. Crit did pivot with his build. Interesting to see that. Goes for the Force Staff instead of going for the finishing of the Ags. Maybe just wanting to have that protection versus the Brew. Because I think with the way 33 is just going to play in all these fights is he's just going to go for the 2 backline supports. Throw the Bristle in the air and just jump the Silencer plus the Muerta. Because he is level 18, so I mean 33.
He's got great farm.
He's actually having the best game out of it.
But this is the thing, right? But he is on this Brew that we just haven't really seen be that impactful a lot of the times that it's been picked, and the potential just hasn't been shown. We'll see if 33 is able to show it this game, but yeah, so far, sometimes being able to take the Bristle out the fight. The question is that enough? Is that enough that you need to be coming out from your offlaner?
Exactly. That really is going to be the case. And he is getting close to 20, which is one of the big talents, at least for his Brewlings to not die.
Yeah.
He gets that plus HP, which definitely needs, as we mentioned. You know, there is a lot of ways to kill those Brewlings in the middle team fights. Looking at Sox's position, it feels like he's been doing this half the game. Just cutting waves, being pesky. 1 minute left on this Aegis. Lotus Orbit for Amar now. And there's that Aghanims. So Falcons continuing to get better items in terms of just team fight in comparison to Tundra for that head-on 5v5. And Skeeter is already anticipating the next item. So it is, of course, the butterfly build that you usually see on these Morphlings, as we saw Mikke do in the last game. Same thing. He's going to go for that MKB.
Yeah, also against the Brew, right? Quite nice.
It is very nice against the Brew. Very
yeah.
Cool. There's another tower. Tier 2s all to drop. Falcons now having firm grasp of most of the map. And for Tundra, what's going to be the timing for that head-on fight? Let's see.
Skeeter is going to find 33.
There's backup.
They've got the Global and the Rolling Thunder to make sure there's not a chance of a split coming out.
And to get away. And he spent his gold. So that's the AC purchase. 65 seconds, no brew. Falcons just continuing to...
Oh, Chrysalis?
Smoothly
might find Snaking.
He used the waveform already.
He's going to be able to use the powers of the Silencer against him.
Snake and
Crit's heading over to help out.
Get back up. There's a force from Crit.
Really wants to kill him.
The silence.
They're not going to get him. Snaking just able to casually walk away from the enemy carry.
Well, that's awkward. $10K lead now. Falcons. Growing it and growing it. The only ones that are actually able to connect with any play is Tundra.
Or Skeeter.
Literally just hitting creep. Skeeter, he wants to kill a support.
Yeah, this carry doesn't struggle killing supports.
No. Go Scepter, but not going to save you. -3, +3. Falcons just, yeah, this early game has just been, it's been really nice for them in Tundra. You know, we did frame that they are playing for late game, but...
Which is what, the recovery game is what they're usually pretty good at, Tundra, right? But is it going to work out this time against Falcons?
It doesn't feel like this is a game with Chrysalis, with the performance. He's 0-2 and 0, and he's now playing versus a lot of counters that he's up against. The MKB's done, there's a lot of silences control. Crit is actually, he's gone for even more control. So rather than going for the Ags build, he's going Hex. So since he's playing versus an Ember and a Morph, it does feel very valuable to go for this as well, since they can just get that extra lockdown.
He's casually farming the...
Why not?
And he's triangle as well, Crip. And Tundra, can they find something where they bring it all together and try and make a decent strike back against Falcons? It's not happened so far.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of joining together to potentially look for that play soon. But the global's up. Everything's ready for Falcons. They want to try to find Amar split away, but not the case. 20 for the Brew. But the question will also be is sometimes if he's even going to get that split off, as we saw before. They have so many ways to control him. Arcane Rune for Malrine. Roche, about 30 seconds till we'll find out.
Skeeter just constantly on the hunt as the Tiny.
There's a sentry down, but they do see Soxa. He's actually looking for snaking, Skeeter.
He's going to jump in. He's going to start to back away now. Macroplier down. Can kites it out. Down the river he goes. The global comes out. Snaking trying to protect himself, popping the BKB at BZM, really trying to force forward, but he can't finish off the silence and kill. Snaking's able to glimmer cape away into the trees, go for the TP out. Snaking's perfectly safe out of this.
Tundra chase when the global's down and the rolls, they can't. They really wanted to try to get something there since the spells were used, but not able to.
So the amount of catch they have, it's just rather limited right in Tundra.
They're smoking instantly though. No global, no roll. How long on Roche? It's an instant spawn.
They've got to try and force something.
I don't think they scouted it. Tundra looking for a catch.
Maybe they find Crit.
Amar.
Oh, this is definitely the tougher of the kills. Crit will die.
Right.
Well, you get that one. Can they tackle the Bristle? 33.
Try. Rolling Thunder's up in 10 seconds. don't know how far they want to commit forward. Now that is going to be coming back up. Roche, they do scout it. They get a ward down also around this high ground.
Can they force it?
The roll is up. They're going to try poking. This is a bit dangerous. Maybe they feel like they need to do it.
Yeah, if Amar
drop.
can enter into the pit, he can start to bully Tundra out of this.
He's going to walk right in.
See what they can do about this Bristle. I look towards him. They get the chains upon him. Skeeter ready to enter in from the side. The same to be said for Maori. And they put the split here on 33. Look towards Amar. Let's see him pushing a bit. Skeeter's in with the jump. He finishes the Roche and immediately gets the pickup on the Aegis. Perfect timing for Skeeter to enter in and put an end to Tundra trying to sneak this Roche. And they'll be able to kill Skeeter the once.
Maureen got stuck there.
Can they kill Skeeter a second time?
He's in.
Jump. He gets the setup on towards Chrysalis, but the waveform's back up. So Chrysalis can back out of this.
33. He's in the pit. He's teeping out.
They won't see him, they won't stop him, but they do get the catch on a BZM. Nothing further than the silence, though, as BZM's able to haste away.
He's hasted, but he's being greedy. Did they see where the remnant was?
He's still got the BKB ready to press. The fear catches him. See if he feels scared enough to put the BKB. No, the haste rune will give him enough safety to not have to press it. So Tundra obviously get bullied out of the pit. It does cost a little bit from Falcons. They do have to use the buyback on Amar.
Surprising one.
To get back over towards that. And they do immediately lose that Aegis that Skeeter's able to pick up. Skeeter will continue the kills though as he finds Whitemon.
Oh, and he finds pretty much level 25 off of Shrine of Wisdom there too.
So still in a fantastic spot, Falcons, really. That was maybe the chance for Tundra to get a little bit of a step back into the game. Falcons just basically take that away from them.
It was probably still like the right call, right? Because if you just give them the Roche, then you probably just lose control of the map completely. So you have to take a risk at this deficit on Tundra. Even though they don't get the last hit or the Aegis, at least they get something. Yeah, the Primal Split was pretty effective versus Amar in particular. He threw him into the pit with that Void. Kind of messed with his brain. But Skeeter, again, these tinies. Mickey in that last series, he was literally the rock for the team, and Skeeter's doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, it's looking fantastic. Just hard for Chrysalis to keep up on.
Saksa, hello.
Another one for Skeeter.
$50 seconds, no Jakiro. Skeeter's he's gonna be approaching max item territory pretty soon too. Swift Blink plus the harpoon if he wants to go down it, then perhaps replace an item. What does Amar have next? He does find himself a mystical Gale Guard, so more regen and more magic resist for the Bristle. That's the next big one though. I mean, Crystallis, he's the big one to look at. Probably that Scotty, I guess, if he's able to get to that, but yeah, he's still a very, very long way from it.
And the thing, even then, it's not going to be easy for them to find the damage.
Yeah, it's
kind of kill these beefy Falcons targets.
Yeah, it's going to be slow, sustained, long team fights that they're going to have to thrive off of then. As we said, he's still a ways away from having it. And just, yeah, for Crystal, the concerns really are that if he gets caught in a disable. He did buy a BKB between everything there, so he will be able to play against this global and some of these stuns, but if he gets caught by the initial Hex, he could just die. And Crit's setting up for him. Crystallis. BKB's at the start.
Okay.
Turns into the Muerta so he can shoot Crit.
Just gonna go for the TP out, and he'll make it away.
Crit. Turns into 33.
He's getting back up on the way over, Crit.
TP's out.
TP's out, and indeed that will mean that Skeeter doesn't go in immediately, but still him and Maori might be tempted to try and find something. They've got the 3 cores down here, Falcons.
No BKB for Crystallis, so they're ready to look for a fight onto him. That was good reaction from Crystallis, though. Instant BKB, and then turns into the Muerta, so if Crit goes into Pierce the Veil, he can peep on him. He can hit him right through it, so that was pretty cool reaction because of the super... I didn't know it's called Supernatural, but because of that thing, that lets him hit through the ethereal form. So that was kind of cool reaction, but yeah, BKB cooldown, he has to stay in the base for a bit of time. So Falcons can get tormented again. And everyone's got the shard already, so it's just cash. Shiva's now finished. Another really good pickup versus that Morph, versus the Sustain. Falcons with control of 90% of this game, but
it really has
just been hitting creeps, trying to get to that point where they.
Is it all going to come together for Tundra?
it still just feels just 1 or 2 steps too hard still for this Morphling. If they can win 1 or 2 of these next team fights, perhaps, but him alone versus D3 Score.
He just needs so much. And we're seeing it with the items that he's queuing up, right? From the Skadi now changing to Hurricane Pike, thinking about the Satanic, but even then he's almost certainly thinking about the damage item that he gets on top of it. He needs so much Chrysalis to be able to carry this one.
Yeah, because I'm also sitting here and I'm like, maybe he does just need something like that, Daedalus, but he's running out of slots as well too, so it's complicated for sure for Chrysalis at this point. As Falcons, everything is up at the ready. A gem on Crit leading the charge. He has the Hex. And Crystal, he has to use the BKB almost instantly if Crit walks up, because otherwise he could just get 100 to 0'd. I mean, similar for BZM. They see BZM. Do they know where the Remnant is? They see the Remnant now also.
Skeeter TPing over as well.
Do they set up on top of both positions here?
Yeah, he's going to have eyes on him. Here's the setup with the toss into the Avalanche. Global as well. Rolling Thunder to keep him perfectly locked down.
So much control. With that extra Hex coming in from Crit, just jumps forward to the high ground. Is Crit stuck? He was stuck. Okay, a little bit.
They might even get more potential. I mean, 33 Saxer and Chrysalis are watching from the high ground. Skeeter is just in! Makes the jump, they'll try and turn towards him. We'll get the Avalanche out on a Chrysalis. Deadshot as well to push him back. They'll drop the wheel over towards Skeeter, but Skeeter up to put the BKB and back off.
All right, maybe a little too in. I don't know if you expected to jump into 3 heroes.
Mark is ready to lead the charge up to the high ground.
Level 24, not quite 25 for the Warpath damage. But he does pop the Seeing Red, so a ton of damage that he applies on that tower.
33. Watching from the side, but no real way to start anything, especially without BZM alive.
Supports, as we said, Falcons, since they've had full control of the game, the supports are getting very rich too. Snaking, queuing up the Refresher. Crit, about to hit level 20, so double dead shots are going to be online soon too for him. Even if he doesn't have the Aghanims, it still is ridiculously impactful. Octarine for Malrine. I mean, the items just keep flurrying in, and it feels the items for Tundra, especially now at this point, they've kind of stopped coming in. They got the Nullifier for BZM, but haven't really felt that impact of it too much yet. And Hurricane Pike now finished for Crystallis. But yeah, level 22 on Crystallis and almost 3 level 25s on the side of Falcons also. So besides that gold lead, the experience is a big factor. And Global's back up.
Marin.
Looking for perhaps something in the mid. I'll also point out it was a timeless Global as well too, to point out. Snaking did get the extra debuff duration too from that. So Global is more annoying. And we did see a Seal Totem for Crystallis. So I'm trying to look at like the big ones that they got in particular for these neutral items. Seal Totem can do big work for the Morphling to get in and out of some of these plays too. Yeah, all these neutral items, of course, mattering a lot. Jump in the base.
Get the Wheel of Wonder down on a Skeeter. Global will come in and try and keep Skeeter safe, but he falls very low. Gets the BKB off and forced to safety. Skeeter will manage to reset.
33 tried to stick on him with Gem.
Turn towards the Bristle, but now Marin comes in with a Rolling Thunder. Catches 33, they just turn.
Dead.
Burst him, he doesn't get a chance to get the split off. He's dead for 80. Skeeter will die though. Chrysalis able to find him in return. Bounces back to safety with the Ogre Seal Tome. Now tries to turn over towards Amar. Amar will get the Lotus off.
They get Skeeter. A big kill, and Crystallis gets the last hit on it.
That's a lot of money, right?
How much did he get? 1,200 or more. Okay.
They'll take that.
They do it. 33.
They'll absolutely take that there, Tundra.
He didn't buy back. I thought 33 might buy back and jump.
He kept it cool.
He kept it cool. So I think they got their gem back as well. Did I see that correctly? Sorry. I didn't see who actually got it. I know Crit has one, but I think there was a secondary one somewhere. I'm checking.
Yeah, and I like this as well from Chrysalis. Not going for that Satanic or Skadi that he had queued up early. Get the Daedalus.
That's what I was thinking.
He needs to make sure he can get in and clean up these kills. This is going to do him a whole world of good.
I found the gem. Snaking has it on his courier at the base. So they took Whitemond's gem. So now lack of vision on the side of Tundra for some moments. It's back at base. Don't worry, boys. It was on Snake's courier. There we go. I mean, it is a big deal, because as we've seen there with these silver edges, sometimes can just be the X factor to just get out of that play. Skitter, Satanic for the next fight. He might be able to sustain. But a big gold chunk going to Crystallis, and maybe that's why he also feels like he wants to go that Daedalus, since he gets like 2k gold from the fight.
No, for sure. He's very, very close to it.
Yep.
In fact, did he already sell the treads? Or he's doing that now? He's doing that now. So now with the treads sold, he has the money.
And he's 25.
Has the money.
So a bit tankier as well, too. He goes for the strength rather than the waveform cooldown.
I'll see what they can find here. The smoke plate is coming into the global silence, though. Just come back off cooldown, so global will be ready in response.
Everything ready on both sides.
It makes it a bit more difficult for Tundra to find something. They might still try. They'll look to Amar.
Let's see Crystallis' damage, how much he can actually do, because he goes all in.
That is true. No buyback.
Malrine, Arcane Rune. Looking for the jump.
Skeeter needs him. Gets the angle here with the Avalanche. The Rolling Thunder's there to follow up. He's in. We'll get the BKB off, but they've already lost Saxon. But the supports go down. But indeed, they just tear through the Tiny again. The damage from Crystallis is coming out now big time. And Amar try and push towards Crystallis. CPZM. Yeah, we get the catch on Crit the side of the fight. Crystallis is ready to turn back towards him. Looks to Snake King. Snake King able to keep his distance. 33 will get the rock landed upon him. Closing in, force forward, Crystallis able to clean up another.
Oh, and he's getting big kills.
I mean, Amar on his own, they should be able to handle him. As Amar, 1 versus the 3 of them, he'll get the Lotus out. BZM's falling quite low and return to the quills coming out here.
Okay, he's actually able to get himself away because that Lotus, that speed, it's too much.
But we're absolutely seeing a Crystallis for as quiet of a game as he's had for pretty much the first 30 minutes or so. He is now at a point where he's a huge issue. And this is 2 times now. Skeeter, he's dying at the start of the fight after having such a brilliant game. Now, he was, what, 11-0-7, I think, earlier. Now, at 11-2-7. These late-game deaths, they're hurting him big time, and they mean so much more for Crystallis.
Died so fast, Owen. 12 hits. That's all it took there from the Morphling. Huge damage coming into play onto him. That's through the Satanic as well, too, if I'm not mistaken. Just able to just wear right through him. And they got the initial jump, too, right? They got the 2 supports, but...
They did, yeah. They killed them very quickly.
They just stuck on top of him. Now Crystallis.
Yeah, it's a massive issue.
Yep. And he's around that Roche, too. Double Slight, ready for BZM. Tundra have stalled for so long, and it seems like the stalling is hitting its moment now. Malrine, he's got Refresher.
Let's see what he can do here.
Just 1 roll.
The pip of Roshan, as it is, isn't that low right now.
LTP reset. He does have that Refresher to come back in if he feels he needs it, but the Roche is dead.
It's going to be Tundra's. Crystallis cleans up the Roche, grabs himself the Aegis. Refresher Shard and Cheese at the ready as well.
So impressive how he's been able to do this now. And have to also, I do have to give credit to 33 as well, too. He's being very annoying now at this point with his split. He goes for the backline heroes when the initial jump happens. He just chases out the 2 supports, and they can't deal with that. The Silencer and the Muerta have no way to contest versus this Brew when he gets on them. And he's also hit 25. Impressive stuff from Tundra to be able to stall to this point.
This super slow sort of gameplay, the style that we know that they're... You know, this is the way they like to do it, Tundra. And here against Falcons, despite the lead that Falcons have had the entire game.
Oh, coming in.
See what they can do here. The Global comes out. Get the Hex onto Crystallis. Malrine's, again, they're getting to the backgrounds. They're killing the supports, pretty much no issue. Saxo will drop down the Macropire, but he will still get taken out. So the supports are not a problem. It's killing the cores that's been proven to be a little tougher for Falcons. It's 33.
Might still be able to chase him here.
He has got the he's got the BKB and the split at the ready. Now put the BKB. Can't get the split off though.
That's 100 seconds. I cursed him. Gets caught. No Brew. Just 2 heroes versus 5 for the push.
They can come in with the push with the banner now.
Falcons finding a massive connection.
So the Crystallis, he's got this Aegis. We'll be able to sort of throw his life away in the defense.
Amar is sitting on 7,000 gold. He's looking like he wants to also be that carry. He's queuing up the MKB. Since he's seen Skeeter die a couple of times, he wants to be the one who can hit Crystallis. Towers to fall.
30 seconds until they have the supports back up, Tundra. They make Crystallis, he try and turn into Tiny, get the toss back onto Skeeter, but Skeeter's out with the Invis. Malrine rolls forward, drops the Nullifier down onto BZM. Crystallis will have to waveform away. Recharge in the fountain. Fortifications come out, but Falcons, after that comes to an end, they'll be ready to smash through the barracks here at Tundra.
It's 2 sets that are dropping off to that. Amar, the banner is down, so they can't clear that bottom wave. Nice try, BZM.
Sports back up now. Falcons, they will respect that, but indeed being able to already do the damage. Taking the 2 sets.
Back to business. Huge pickoffs. The supports are really struggling still on the side of Tundra, even though Crystallis was able to thrive on that last fight.
Able to reinforce their lead that little bit more now.
Yep.
With the damage done to the base Falcons.
Refresher shard on BZM. for the fight with the Ags.
Dire are scanning.
How do the supports protect themselves? I mean, they'd probably just have to sit smoked super far back, but they still just die to Malrine. Okay, Namar will switch the build. He'll just go for the Ags. He's out of space, so he just consumes it fully. So he doesn't have to replace any items yet. Tormentor, extra money for them.
Radiant are scanning.
And that is what going to be the refresher outright for snaking.
Yeah, refresher for snaking, and I think Skeeter also had something that I saw him queuing up.
Let's go with the Daedalus.
I think it was the Daedalus.
Yep.
I thought he was, okay, guess he's tiny. He doesn't want to go Revenant Brooch for his morph, but sure. It's also hitting everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? I always like to talk about that too. You know, sometimes it's not just about hitting that one target, it's about the overall things.
And I guess that's as well for cleaving through the split.
Yes, and the cleave, as I've mentioned it to you a couple of times, Revenant Brooch doesn't cleave the damage. Daedalus does actually cleave that full damage. So yeah, it can be very good in multiple different scenarios. Aegis, 80 seconds. Crystals hasn't been able to find too much out of it. Tundra still showing they have a fighting chance. Even though now again, back to a very another difficult spot versus the two Rax advantage.
Trying to see if they can trip 33 up there, but the blink into the trees will avoid the attempts there of Malrine.
Doesn't clear up the whole wave, but gets it quite low. 50 minutes. Which is the rune in the cycle right now? It is a DD.
That's a nice one.
I thought it was a DD also, so it's a big one for Crystallis.
And he's very close to, I mean, he can pretty much have the Satanic ready to fill that slot of the Aegis when that expires.
Yeah. How close? He's pretty close, right? Because he disassembled the Vlad, so he's...
Yeah, he can have it if he wants. Of course, buyback will not be available, but he's playing on the edge and kind of has to, it feels like, to be able to carry this game.
Team fight, if he can actually stick on targets with this amp damage, it's going to be big. Malrine
is he going to show?
Try for this. Could just pop him.
They're going to see him.
They're trying.
They go straight away. So they get the roll-up off.
They have enough. They're pushing fast.
It's a lot of damage from Crystallis. Immediately forces out the fortification from Falcons.
I don't know. Did they see snaking with his refresher yet? I don't know if they did.
I'm up. Leading in. We'll see BZM trying to scout out the backlines. The Global will come out.
That's the first one.
He's got the BKB here to protect him for now, BZM.
He's got a refresher shard also, so he's got a secondary one if he needs it. That's the first global. The base starting to get pushed in. Those racks that they were able to...
Someone's going to have to head back and deal with that. It's going to be BZM, of course, can lay down a Remnant, get back, deal with some of the creeps pushing in, and still be ready to rejoin the team fight on the offensive.
They're looking to do maybe some type of wraparound play here. I see Skitter drawing the line toward the Tundra triangle. Nice try there from Tundra. Just trying to capitalize on the amp damage. You know, just sneak a catch onto Malrine, but he was pretty ready for it. And he is not fragile either. He's got that tough serrated shiv, so it is a 45 armor Pangolier. Set up around top. They are looking for Malrine again, but he seems to know something's up.
Yeah. He's going to try rolling towards them.
He can clear the wave in TP. No BKB disables on the side of Tundra.
Yeah, Crystallis still yet to spend up on the Satanic, holding on to his gold right now, 6k.
Okay.
Maybe does indeed want to make sure he has buyback on top of finishing that.
I think he has enough for buyback and buying it now. If he disassembles the Vlads, he's very close. He needs 2,800 surplus, so it's pretty close. Falcons controlling the outside of base. The shield rune top. This is a big one with tanky cores. Now it's a 6,600 HP tiny.
Dire are scanning.
And the global, it's back up. So double global at the ready. Can make these fights super complicated for the side of Tundra. There's that Satanic finish at the least though for Crystallis.
And you're right, he did the maths. Yeah, does indeed have buyback available on top of having that done.
Still is all about him. And of course, BZM is, I mean, he is very farmed too. It's just hard for him to see him do the similar kind of effect of a Morphling at these later stages.
No, because it's like, yeah, BZM and 33, they can definitely cause a lot of interruption and mess with the heroes, but it's going to be Crystallis that's killing them.
Yeah, it's mostly just messing with the backline in particular too, with the Aghanim's from BZM. BZM, jump away. They did see where that Remnant came from, so Mar is looking to chase it a little more here. Skitter, invis up. BZM. Just have to be a little cautious here. The global, it catches him.
Let's see if they can do it. BKB's out. Second silence comes into play.
BKB.
Has Crit got any silencing connection there for the Avalanche? Skeeter's in. That's going to be BZM gone, but does have the buyback available. Same time, 33 messing around with the Mara in the mid. He buys time for Crystallis and Saxa to close in upon him. They've got the Ice Path. They have the control of the Wheel of Wonder. Crystallis bringing in the damage, plus the BKB to make sure he can finish him off. He kills him. Amar's gone. Marine coming in with the roll, bringing Saxa down low, but not quite enough to finish him. Skeeter jumps into the Avalanche, gets the connection on the Crystallis. They've got the Hex as well on a Crystallis. Have they got anything else to look him down? They don't. Crystallis able to waveform in offensively, turns into the Muerta, uses the silence and the dead shot against Skeeter to push him back, but Skeeter pots the BKB. Doesn't matter. Crystallis bringing in the damage here, cleans up the double. Tundra, they can keep chasing on forward. They close the gap onto Snake King. Has he got any way out of this? He's going to have Glimmer up in a second. He'll try and get another curse off, but he is out as Tundra push forward.
Big plays.
Taking the fight here.
Buyback from BZM, uses the refresher shard, joins back into the fray. That was really nice there from Crystallis. Turning into the Muerta, and the damage is crazy.
Exactly right. You're able to use Muerta's toolkit perfectly. Just getting the calling and the dead shot out, and then just obviously the straight up the gunslinger. He's tearing through multiple heroes at the same time. Now they're ready to push forward, try and force out some of these buybacks.
Global not up for 20 seconds. He's on Crystallis.
Is there anyone? He's no mana to play with here, Crystallis.
He's got Satanic, but literally 0 mana.
Getting completely controlled by Marine. They need to bring in further outputs of damage, though, to try and punish him, and he's going to get cheesed up.
Passing him that cheese, BZM at the ready. They don't want to buy back on Skeeter. He has 40 seconds till he's back.
Let's see how much damage Tundra can do before that comes in.
Creeps
Crystallis
are hitting the mid lane also.
Cleans up the top racks. They still have tier 2s in the other lanes. Falcons. So Tundra, if they want to go for anything more, it's going to have to be tier 4s.
They dropped the banner in top, so that tells that you do want to. They want to try to go for those tier 4s, but not.
They're going to back off. Yeah.
It's a wasted banner.
Yeah, as I say, still tier 2s in the other lanes, so nothing more that Tundra can go for as of yet. But they're still going to be very happy with this, of course, forcing out the 2 buybacks. Didn't quite get Skeeter's buyback out of Falcons.
Maureen looking like he wants more control in the fights. He gets a Basher now. In that last fight, if he has Basher, he can probably control the Morphling quite a bit more.
Yeah, and if he's able to sort of interrupt Crystallis and trip him up, maybe it gives the chance for Skeeter to actually be able to finish him off without Crystallis getting that chance to stand his ground and heal up with the lifesteal.
They're going for the Roche. Global's back up, so is the roll.
Amar. Trying to scout things out. Maureen.
Global.
But the BKB is there, straight away from 33. He's able to get the split off. They've lost Whitemon, but Whitemon immediately comes in with the buyback. Amar, of course, has to be a bit careful. He's going to get a haste rune. He's going to get the stun up in the air immediately. Here by 33, offering that control in the ice path. The BKB has to come into play from Amar. He's going to try and turn aggressively over towards Crystallis. Crystallis has to hold back whilst the blade mails out for Amar.
Globo's back up in 5 seconds if he wants to use the refresher. How long on split? He's got a refresher also, so there is another split available.
And Crystallis close to having a refresher himself on top of the buyback gold. Starting to build up quite a lot of money once again.
Everything is so tense here at these moments. Roche.
I mean, a lot of pressure on Crystallis.
It's all the pressure.
He messes up, he dies, he doesn't have buyback, suddenly the game's going to fall apart, it's going to be over. Falcons are able to close it up. If he's able to continue to clutch it up as he has been for the last 20 minutes, Crystallis might just be able to do it here for Tundra, despite the fact they pretty much played the entire game pretty far behind in golden XP.
Snake King does not use the refresher, so Global, they'll have double up in 30 seconds for the fight. How is... Just waiting to see if Crystallis actually wants to commit for that refresher or not just yet. He's pretty close to having the surplus, right? Not just yet. Octarine for BZM. Everyone just getting fully slotted. These fights are going to be wild to keep track of. But Skeeter, you can tell he cannot do it on his own either. He cannot stand toe-to-toe with the Morphling. He needs the backup of Maureen, who's been doing a great job, gotta be honest. The Pango has had some crazy control. Split is also going to be back up in 20 seconds, so Tundra will have double split soon. And they're starting to hit this Roche.
Falcons know that they're in here. Not able to clip him with the silence. Skeeter considering to get an angle, but it's a difficult one to jump this morph.
20 seconds, no calling. BZM. Throw a Remnant to get some chains out. Doesn't connect.
33.
Goes in.
Seeing what he can get out of them.
A full
no reaction
Hex.
as of yet.
Okay, Amar switching it up a lot. Hex for him.
Maureen's in. And there's the Hex. Into the global silence. Still though, it's not enough to threaten Crystallis whatsoever.
Oh, but he found Whitemon in the back.
They find the supports, and Whitemon did buy back, so he's going to be out for 110 seconds on the Ringmaster.
Skeeter.
Macropire laid down a pretty good angle there from Saxon. They closed the gap over to Skeeter. Skeeter trying to get away. The force forward. Can he finish up the kill here? Crystallis bouncing in as well with the Ogre Seal Totem. But Skeeter, he'll survive.
He couldn't see him.
33's got the control, holding back on Marvin. Mar's able to turn, get the Hex into the silence. And with the toss and the Avalanche, they're looking at Crystallis. They've got him.
He's got by.
They'll come back in immediately. Maureen going for the TP up, but the change from BZM catch him. That's Maureen dead. He has buyback available himself. 33 leads him with the refresher. They get the setup on a Crypt. BZM brings in the damage. They cut down the Muerta. No buyback available on Crypt. 33 going to try and push him for more. Now the buyback comes in from Maureen. The split up again.
Skeeter.
They've got the lockdown. Skeeter's gone. He's got buyback available as well. Might have to consider using it as
Amar.
He's in trouble. Thrown up in the air. The buyback now comes in from Skeeter. Amar will get the BKB off. Tries to run over towards the supports. Sees if he can threaten Saxa, but the ghost step to keep Saxa safe.
Amar.
Crystallis turns into the Muerta. Waveforms forward. Looks to finish off Amar. Can't
He's
quite
alive.
get Amar. He's into the trees, but 33 keeps the split on top of him. Gets the rock thrown out, but Amar surviving. He'll live. They've killed Crystallis off. Amar finally dies, but Crystallis dead for 2 minutes. 33 tries to TP out, but the dead shot gets him. 33's going down as well. Falcons. They'll hold the fight.
God.
They have to come in with the 3 buybacks, but it's the fact that Crystallis, he's out for 2 minutes.
Maureen is honestly being so damn clutch. Comes in last second to get that follow-up to control the Morphling. These hexes, too, to control him afterwards. I mean, Skeeter gets brought down, but these buybacks, they're the difference. And 90 seconds, no Morphling.
Can they hold without their Morph?
Feels like they can probably just run it down and look for the end, right?
It's 90 seconds without the Morphling.
And it's a Tiny who pushes these buildings at absurd rate.
It's going to be able to get the Moonshard sent over as well, ready to go all in, of course, off the back of using their buybacks to try and close this up whilst Crystallis is dead.
He got the whole wave. BZM got the entire wave in the mid lane.
Actually, waves are not in a good position for Falcons.
60 minutes, Owen. Neutral items.
I mean, what's is 1 minute still long enough for Falcons to go all in to try and end this?
I think they can even get one of these neutrals and potentially look for the jump. Tundra, do they have the chance to hold? They have a primal split up in 20 seconds.
It's the smoke. They get a catch, they get a pick off, they'll get the game.
Maureen, he's got double roll. They've got one of the globals.
Saxa.
Saxa.
As soon as that smoke dispels, Skeeter might just go in.
Skeeter.
Ooh, Saxa with a blink out, just in time. They're buying time.
They're going for the megas. 30 seconds.
I mean, they're holding.
Falcons being very hesitant. Maureen. Looking to zone
setup.
play.
The Hex out as well. Now the global comes into play. Maureen trying to finish off Saxa. Can't quite do it on his own here. Saxa's going to be fine. Back up under the tier 4s. He's safe.
Skeeter taking a ton of damage.
He's in with the split. Skeeter. His first life's going to go pretty quickly. Potentially he'll heal up a little bit. 33 will send him up. Make sure that time of the Satanic is wasted. Actually, let's Skeeter get the blink off, though. Back to safety. He'll keep the Aegis safe for now. BZM's going to charge forward. Maureen pots the BKB, the Rolling Thunder.
Crystallis is back.
See if he can get out of this here. He's got the roll and the TP. Nothing to interrupt through that. So they'll back away.
Oh, but they didn't get the rack.
I thought Falcons might have been able to go heavier with that push.
So
it was
too.
2 minutes, no Morphling. They didn't even get the tier 3 top.
They did get the tier 4 because of the creeps that came in, but Tundra they're going to be able to put up another fight, and Crystallis is going to be able to buy that refresher to potentially have double BKB.
Yeah, and this is the scary thing now for Falcons. They've got to play indeed for the next 5 minutes without 3 of their buybacks. They will have the buyback back up pretty much for Amar and Snaking. Obviously, for Tundra, they themselves still have the problem of having no buyback on either Crystallis or 33.
Sure.
But they do on BZM, and that's probably one of the easier buybacks to use when you're trying to close the game.
Who's going to get it? It looks like Skeeter's going to be the one to find an amp damage.
Are we getting any crazy 60-minute items built?
I see the Meteor. The Fallen Sky has been grabbed.
Yep. What are we getting here for Skeeter? He's just picked up his final bit of Madstone.
He needs one more.
Oh, never mind, yeah. You're right, he still needs a little bit more.
So let's see what they're doing up there. Magic Lamp usually ends up being one of the best.
Or for 33, right, Magic Lamp sounds pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Pretty much guarantees that he's going to get the ult off.
Yeah, he'll take it. Fleet-footed Magic Lamp, he's going to be super speedy as well. Falcons, they're smoked up. They want to catch. This amp damage still has some time left on it. Book of the Dead. It'll scout Skeeter.
Oh, this is pretty scary as well on Crystallis, right? You get the Audacious, 100 attack speed and 80 magic attack damage. This Morphling's going to hit so hard.
He does take 10% more damage too, though, but...
Sure, but it feels worth it.
Yeah,
that is
rip to shreds.
Such a devastating bonus to the damage output that this Morphling's going to offer in the team fight.
BZM also does get the Magic Lamp, evolved Unrelenting Eye. I was wondering who's going to get the Relenting Eyes. It doesn't look like Skeeter did get it. He got the base attack damage and the status resist, though, so if he does want to take that... Oh, he goes all in, too, for damage. Oh, baby. So does Crit. Tons of damage.
I mean, so much. Audacious is so much.
It is one of the best ones, it feels like, the Audacious enchant.
And what do we got for snaking? Another Book of the Dead.
Yep, fleet-footed as well, too, so he is moving very fast.
Can get rid of those boots, slot in the Hex when he's got the money for it.
Oh, this game is delivering on all fronts now that we get to this point. Another Tormentor. How many have we seen? Oh, yeah, we need to pause also. I need to wash my face.
Because we got to see. So on the net worth graph, right? Tundra, they've never been ahead, right? They've been consistently behind, pretty much.
Yeah, literally never.
And you'll see it here.
Look at Skater. I mean, Skater's
and they're holding.
Stretch right now. I saw him laugh. He's like, "Damn, this game has gotten to spicy levels."
Can Tundra take the win here?
Definitely a possibility still. So these buybacks, they are starting to come back up on a couple. Mars is back. See some of these supports starting to have theirs ready as well. Whitemon, 10 seconds.
I mean, it's just the thing, obviously, for Falcons, even when they have the buybacks available, it's going to be difficult for them to try and end the game because they don't really have any way of buying back and getting quickly over here, right?
Sure. I think also the thing that I keep looking at is if they can find Malrine, honestly, it feels like he might be one of the big priorities too. Like, sure, Skeeter is the damage, but Malrine's control has been devastating, and he's the one with that 3 minute left on his buyback too. So, I mean, obviously, any of the cores would be fantastic.
Yeah, I like this as well for Chrysalis. I was considering that this would probably be the way he has to go. He wants the Rapier.
Sure.
Has to make sure he gets these kills quickly in the fights. I mean, with the Rapier, he will. Like, the damage coming out from this Morphling is going to be insane.
Yeah, he'll literally kill that Tiny in like 2-3 seconds. Yeah. Even less than that, probably. And I have to shout out to Crystals a little bit too. I'm really liking the way he's turning into the Muerto. That shit is...
I was to the point where, you know, this Crit just sort of have to really sit back and hope this Morph doesn't find him at the start of a fight to turn into him.
All right, Crit. I mean, he bought the Moon Shard. I was going to say, Crit, buy Lincolns. Don't let him turn into you, right? Not going to be the case, though. I mean, it is pretty crazy how much damage you can dish out, but Crit also is going to start dishing out a lot of damage, too. Now that he's got this Moon Shard, he's level 25, 20% Gunslinger chance. Yep. This is nothing to laugh at when you're playing versus a Morphin with 70 armor. You know, you bypass it. Yeah, he's going to go for the Hurricane Pike, and then I imagine if he gets to it after that, then you start, buying a straight-up damage item for yourself with Muerta. Could potentially look to do so. If you even need it. Do you even need a damage item? Well, it just does that much anyway. With Audacious. Pierce the Veil. With Audacious and Pierce the Veil, he probably just does enough damage. And maybe just buy to survive, or, of course, at least make sure you have the buyback available. This game could get to a point where we have 10v10 buyback. Like, it actually could be both teams waiting for that moment. Yeah, I like this as well from Crit. You know, if he's able to get the Shadow Blade, that's also another way of sort of being able to put himself and sit in a position where it's not going to be easy for Chrysalis to get in and find you all the time. Yeah, I mean, there is this gem that we've seen 33 using with the split, and they have Book of the Dead now, so... Sure, it's harder to hide from them, and 33's been very good at just getting in and starting, and he's going to try and start it now. Global does stop any of the spells coming out from the split, and it takes a ton of damage. Everything but that Earth Panda down to less than about 10%. Yeah, a minute or so until all these buybacks come back into play. That is a global used, but it's going to come back up in about 80 seconds. Snaking is also getting close to a Hex, and these supports are starting to get to some crazy levels of items as well. And these Hexes have been what's kind of given them the opportunity to kill Chrysalis, right? You know, we're kind of getting these come in clutch from Amar, from Crit, and indeed, as you say, soon to be from Snaking. It's only going to get harder and harder for Chrysalis to play. He is going to go all in, buys that Rapier. And overall, I would say for the supports on the side of Falcons, it's been easier for them to play for the most part. I feel like Whitemon has literally not been able to play the game for the most part because Malrine just rolls on him, nullifies him, and kills him under to 0. So definitely complicated for him to get as much off. And I like this as well. Of course, you know, Chrysalis getting the Rapier and gets rid of the Manta, feels that he already has enough sort of self-save with the Dispels, the BKBs, and the Satanics, and his buyback is up too. Back with gap with the Hurricane Pike. Yep, and he's got buyback in 20, so probably wants that gold too, so gets rid of that slot. So that's a refreshing shoot up. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind if this was a game where he just farms up a second backup Rapier. You know what I mean? As long as he can have that on top of the buyback gold. Possible. Looking to set up. There's definitely a world where he could consider that. Push coming in, the Book of the Dead. Malrine is going. I'm sorry. Amar is going to get so rich off of these books. 10,000 gold now. He's just cleaning up. He just got literally like 1,600 gold right there. So can look to start replacing items soon too for him if he wants to.
Refresh is going to be the big one, right? So you can have a secondary Hex.
Second Hex, second BKB, second Lotus.
The Hexes will be what wins this game if they can control and catch Chrysalis. Block of cheese as well, yeah. Love it.
He did get it, right?
Who's he going to give it to?
Who's more important? I honestly feel like Malrine is so important, but maybe you just give it to Skeeter just to carry. Malrine.
Get the jump!
They're on the brew.
Global as well, with the Hex follow-up, they'll bring him down pretty quickly.
He's gone.
He's out for 2 minutes. How long did the buyback? Buyback in 45 seconds. They're able to make the move forward as well. They get the setup on towards Chrysalis. Get the opening Hex into the dead shot. Malrine ready with a refresher, ready to go for round 2. In with the Rolling Thunder again, over towards Chrysalis. Chrysalis is going to try and waveform in and fight back. It's getting a bit spooky now for Chrysalis. Still trying to see if he can get the damage done here with the Divine Rapier. Saxa's gone. We'll get the Macropyre out. BZM turns with another fire in the chains over towards the Mar, but the Lotus is there.
2 heroes dead. They've got to buy back if they want to look to
Tundra, I mean, Tundra's got to be careful. Do they really want to try and fight whilst they're 3 versus 5? Chrysalis is in a scary position.
Maybe Chrysalis is looking to do some type of split push play when they go for the play, potentially, since he's playing around here, but not going to be the case.
That's true. With this damage, he could wrap pretty quickly.
Yeah, it feels like it could be an option that he's maybe looking for. Snaking still hasn't bought out that Hex. He's going to have double Hex for the next one also.
I mean, Falcons, of course, they're starting to move straight towards Tundra's base. They want to force out the buyback, which is now indeed back up with the time past here for 33.
I mean, BZM is trying to do the same thing that Malrine is doing.
Chrysalis is going to try and go for a mob, but the Hex comes out.
It's hard to go for him when he's got this status resist from the
Yeah, and even with the damage that Chrysalis has, still seeing it's just not quite enough to threaten the Bristleback on his own.
He'll either have 40% status resist or 100% slow resist every single time that you go for him with this item. But yeah, BZM, he's trying to do the same exact thing that Malrine's doing, but he's just disrupting them. He's not killing them. Malrine is killing the supports while being incredibly disruptive in the backlines every time. 32,000 lead now for them.
They are managing to hold off on the buyback of 33, which would be pretty big if they get away with not having to spend it.
Snaking is switching his build also. He's like, screw it, I'm not going Hex, I'm going right click as well. The jump.
Malrine. In with the Rolling Thunder, they put the Global as well. They're in onto Chrysalis. Is anybody going to be able to bail him out? No, he's dead.
Rapier on the deck.
Rapier hits the ground. They're going to pick it up, though.
Hello?
Oh, Amar, he'll grab it. Lotus just reflect the lead. Atos for now. BKB's out from Amar. He's going to go for the BKB TP. Get this Rapier back to safety.
And he does.
He'll get out, and indeed, Rapier's there. The buyback did come out from Chrysalis, so quite a big win there for Falcons.
So hard for him to stay alive. Just too much control. Double globals come out. No one can save him, and then they just throw the Hexes, so he can't even get BKB off.
Chrysalis, of course, he will be pretty close to being able to buy that backup Rapier, which is going to have to become his primary one with obviously that loss there on the high ground. So he's very close to being able to get another online.
I mean, you see there too, though, Crit is, as we mentioned, Crit is starting to do that big damage. He did 1,000 of that damage versus Chrysalis there.
He did die pretty quickly.
Yep. Roche again.
All right, I mean, Malrine. 33's going to put the BKB. Malrine, can you find any other catch here? BZM hiding in the trees.
Illusion.
Falcons playing careful.
Roche will shift down toward bottom. Daytime. They still have this ward placed around the triangle, too, that was not found yet. I say that. Snaking immediately sends his courier. Isn't going to get caught by it.
33.
Tundra. Saxa's walking in. Rolling Thunder's back up in 10 seconds.
BZM, he's going to look for snaking. Wants to try and find this silencer.
He got the glimmer off first.
33.
They're on him.
They're going to find him, surely. Is there any way of getting him out of here? Snaking, he's gone. Does have buyback available if necessary. The creep wave's getting shoved in here by the Book of the Deads and the Illusions. They're bringing both the bottom and the mid wave. Tundra, ready to try and see what more they can find here and at the least force out the silencer buyback.
Malrine. The catch in the back line. They're on
They get the opening on towards it. The buyback, the Global is there. Crystal is getting controlled by the Rolling Thunder. Perfectly by Malrine. Skinner's bringing in the damage. The toss is there. Crystal is out for 2 minutes.
He can't move.
No buyback. Now BZM puts the BKB. He'll try and remnant to safety. But safety is in the base. He's going to go for the TP out. Well, actually, he's not going to make it. They're in just in time with the toss. Skeeter able to interrupt him. 33 will put the refresher. He's just got to create all the space in the world, really. BZM's going to come with the buyback. 33 goes to the BKB TP.
No bash. Almost catches it.
Again, another situation, 100 seconds without the Morphling.
Okay, this time surely they can go for the Roche.
Yep.
Probably still have time to go for that push. If
I mean, you'd think so.
You'd think so.
See what they can do.
Crystallis can get... He can't... There's too much control on him. Double hexes, I think even triple hexes because of refreshers, and then just, yeah, continuous control and just beating on him. Crystallis can't do anything.
I mean, I guess that's the thing. You kind of look at the supports in Tundra, right? They don't really have all the items in the world to be able to save their Morphling. They're limited.
I mean, they're getting double global.
I guess that's sure.
So it's like they can't do much.
Oh, in the mid, Crit.
Crit.
He's been found by 33. BZM jumps forward as well. Crit's able to get the auto, and the BKB is ready to turn through the damage. 33. He'll get the split off just in time.
Skeeter.
They're looking towards Skeeter. They get the push back here with the Void Bruling.
He's alive.
And that's going to be a dead 33. Comes in with a buyback. Have to start backing off it. 133. Now he's going to TP in. They want to try and finish off Skeeter. They get the connection with the Tame the Beast. Skeeter's gone. Has got buyback available. Marine in with the Rolling Thunder. Cleans up Whitemon. Another immediate buyback coming into play from the Ringmaster. Jump forward from Marine. They get the opening. The Hex is there. They've caught the Ember. Can he get out of this in time? The Sleight of Fist, the Remnant. BZM's away.
The Magic Lamp.
He'll survive.
Again, the strong dispel.
Falcons. Looking for a 33. 30 seconds still until Crystallis is back up. Amar,
Prone.
He's got the Rapier. Ready to start trying to end this one. 33's in, but he gets clipped by the silence. They turn towards him. Can they tear through him in time? They can. The toss is there. 33's out. Ancient's exposed. The Glyph buys a bit of time, but still 10 painful seconds for Tundra until they have their carry back in play. Marine jumps over to Saxa. Fortification comes to an end. Falcons, they close the game up.
What an insane game. It takes them...
Right, Shiva and hello, ladies and gentlemen. Time to get into the action of Game 2 here between Falcons and Tundra. And we're getting to see that the special pick, right? The Crystallis Bloodseeker. Not a lot of teams, if any, ever really want to touch this one, but it's one that Crystallis he's always loved.
And you just said his name, and what have you done? Can he get away? I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
Blood right. He dead.
Can they give it to the mid? Ah,
They take
never
it,
mind.
Amar.
Amar will take it. You ain't giving it to the mid. Amar's going to take that every time. First blood for him.
You mentioned specialists. The panel said it themselves. This is a game of comfort. We've got lots of Grandmaster tiers. 33 playing his, even a Master tier Murano. Everyone's across the board on extremely comfortable heroes. And let's see how this matchup mid is. I haven't gotten to see the Beastmaster versus Timber in particular, since now Beastmaster's on the rise of being this mid lane, how he does versus Timber. Because Timber does quite good versus a lot of these melee mids. Sure, he's not a strength hero as universal, but it still hurts getting Whirling Death.
And a Maureen Timber as well, right? This guy on his Timber sword can be quite the terror.
So it looks like they're trying to get a return kill catch with this one of these delayed smokes, but not going to be the case. And okay, so something else I did want to also mention, because we don't get to see Bloodseeker much, and there's clear reasons why they wanted it this game, right? Rupture versus Malrine, Rupture versus Amar. There's reasons why it can be so valuable, right? My concern is that there's saves versus Rupture. So if you do throw a Rupture on Amar, they're going to have time, or onto Malrine, they have the Snowball, they have the Escape Act, which can delay a lot of that duration of the Rupture. So definitely going to be keeping eyes and keeping tabs on that to see if the Rupture is going to be as effective as it used to be, where it was used to be Rupture would hit and they would be kind of screwed in that front. But yeah, double saves can change things. And of course, it was also Amar who got the first blood, right? So immediately he buys extra stats. So he actually just comes out with double circlet on top of having the wand and branches. So, I mean, as many stats as you can possibly have at level 1 is what Amar wants to have to do well in the lane.
And obviously, another hero, as you said, definitely a comfort one, but one we're not seeing a lot of teams play. The Murano coming in for Whitemon.
Yes.
Why do you think it is that some players do really still like this hero right now? What does it sort of do that other supports aren't doing right now?
It's a strong bullying 5, but that is just about it. When you're able to trade in a lot of ways with your Starstorm and get the blind. But besides that, it's usually just you have some way to set up for a 5-second arrow. You want to be using the Moonlight Shadow to move around the map. And for me, the Moonlight Shadow is probably most of it for Tundra, because they're a macro-based team where they like to farm around the map. So I feel like that, for me, is probably why he likes to play it the most.
And because overall, do you sort of see Tundra having another sort of one of those sort of Tundra play styles where maybe they do fall behind, but they slow the game down? Or is this a lineup that actually could get ahead early?
I feel like it could get kind of slowed down a little, just because I don't really know about Bloodseeker, how he feels overall, even if he's versus counters, or even if he's picked first to counter heroes. Just don't know how strong this hero is at the moment, so I don't know if they can actually get ahead in particular. Because Malrine, he's going to have a free game, so you're going to be playing versus a farmed Timberstorm no matter what, because there's no way Beastmaster bullies it. So for me, I would say that Tundra maybe playing a little bit on the back there. And they're playing with Doom, so very farm heavy. So it could get to that point where Tundra does look to play farmy. Crit. It's getting brought low, so it's giving that thirst stack, of course, to the Bloodseeker. But he's kind of baiting, as you see, versus Whitemon. If Whitemon goes in too aggressively, he's got the Strongman tonic. So he's got that extra heal that he can use.
So far,
Crystal's doing very well.
he's having a very, very easy time on top here, Crystalis.
Even though Amar got the first blood, and as I mentioned, got double circlet, so he had plus whatever stats all this is, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So plus 10 stats at the start.
And as we see, Crystalis has come in a couple of times with the Bloodseeker this tournament. Just the one, 50% win rate. So we're going to find out this game whether it's one that puts them in the positive.
I do remember him also doing I think he did the Dagon the other day too in the super late game. And this is definitely one of those games where Dagon has merits. Playing versus TB, versus Timber, Pango. Some squishy heroes. So it could definitely to burst him at some points early. But I mean, obviously not the Timber is squishy, but kind of funny. Obviously not an early item. He buys it way later, but. Level 2. Snaking still not quite having it. Looks like Amar is ready again. Let's see how much BZM can do also, because these Beastmasters, if we've seen most games, seems to just be incredible in the mid lane. It just feels hard for him to really bully much versus Timber.
Yeah, absolutely. With the reactive, Maureen should be pretty safe.
And when 6 hits, BZM needs to leave the lane. Right? That's the issue, is when you're playing versus this Timber, so even as something with Beast, he probably has kill threat onto you. I say probably.
Yeah, definitely having that slight edge at the moment, Maureen.
Just has to watch out to not get the axe stacks too many onto him. BZM's able to keep stacking them up, but not gonna be the case. Playing careful. Skitter. Getting a good farm. He's got a big wave under here, so that'll equal him out to the other cores. Let's see if 33 is able to keep himself protected, keep himself alive down here, because the threat of kills on the side of Falcons bottom is increasing. They have meta up in a second. They have tag team at the ready. They do have good ways to protect with the dead shot and the Lotus that Soxa has, though. Amar, double jump in, big connection. He has hit level 3.
Yeah, starting to be able to bully Crystalis a little bit on this top lane.
This double jump once you hit the 3 starts to be very, very strong, especially if you connect it onto the 2 heroes, which I think he just did twice.
Yeah. Keeping Crystalis very low. Up here, so does have to be careful. Down bottom lane.
That's that kill threat that we were mentioning. Snaking. Can he protect Skeeter?
Snowball should be enough. Yeah, comes in with a stun, holds 33 back, so Skeeter's able to salve up safely.
Brings himself... Was that his? Yeah. So brings himself a salve anyway, so he's got that to be able to heal back up to full completely. A quick aggressive move we see from Snaking. He still has a little bit left of the meta, but 33, he's careful. He's got a chainmail.
Dire's structures are fortified.
BZM's keeping himself healthy. So Mallory not actually able to get the bullying. And he is not able to fill his bottle since he's playing versus the Beastmaster, but that is also the other very annoying thing, because he can just send a boar to kill it. So is out of mana, out of resources at the moment, where BZM's going to be able to thrive off of.
Yeah, he's going to have the Soul Ring on his way out soon.
Yeah, he's pretty much got it done now. But he's low HP, so he might actually have to go back for it.
Oh.
No one saw that.
Unfortunate.
That'll get BZM completely caught back up. And he's dragging the wave. He's trying to drag the wave away so it goes under tower, so Maureen misses this wave. Heads up play there from BZM.
He's playing it nicely.
Yeah, he really is. This is really good stuff. So Maureen will miss 1, 2, maybe even potentially a 3rd CS. Yeah, 3 creeps that he misses because of that little play there from BZM.
On top, the pressure definitely continuing. Crystalis is having to be very careful about how he approaches the creep wave, and it is allowing Amar to get quite the lead now.
Sanglavore,
what's being got out of this top lane.
The heal, the sustain that you get from it, just not what it once was. He's getting about 30 per creep, it looks like. Amar?
They could dive him soon.
They're here with the snowball.
They've got the wraparound. Snake King's in. They jump forward for the shield crash. They'll clean him up.
Easy kill. Whitemon, he did leap forward too, so he's got 1 more, but they've got a shard for him if they want to. Amar.
He wants the creeps.
He just wants the creeps.
He's like, screw the Marana. Not going to chase that.
That was actually pretty funny. They're still going to continue chasing Whitemon.
Crit.
He's trading. He's got the tonic.
Oh!
He uses it.
Yeah, Pound Lance will do it. Crit able to tick down Whitemon. So they get the kills top. Maureen in the mid.
He's got a chain. Can't use it.
Sax are able to snipe him. So Tundra, they do get themselves a kill on the board, but all in all, that top lane situation, it's not looking pretty for the Bloodseeker.
No, definitely not. But BZM is having a very good time. That little like creep manipulation thing that he did in sending the Timber back to base, he hit 6 first, gets the roar, gets the follow-up with the Muerta, and now he has tower pressure too on the Beast with the siege creep. So Snay needs to swing over. But yeah, Crystal is having the hardest time.
Because at the moment, who sort of wants to come mid and sort of deal with this pressure of BZM with how good of a start BZM's had? You know, he played this matchup a lot better than I expected, really, against the Timber.
Yeah, I totally agree.
He's bullied Maureen.
Just the board thing that he's able to deny that rune away was huge. Because if he gets that refill on Maureen, then he can probably actually stick around and bring the Soul Ring, but not able to, and now he's level 5, so a good level advantage for BZM. Literal full level advantage now. Shrine, 1-for-1 exchange. Amar bullying.
Very close to the 6 as well, so soon going to be able to make these sort of solo plays work out.
Maureen, I think that's the 3rd Timber chain that's off the mark. Doesn't matter there, doesn't get killed, but still just missing the Timber chains.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Very aggressive wards as we see placed out from Tundra in this early game. This sentry, of course, to block, but the other wards that they've placed out, just really looking to prevent farm. We did see, of course, what, 20 stacks from Crit in the last game.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
They obviously want to not allow that to happen again.
It was a big part of getting that early lead, Falcons.
Yeah, a massive part. And it also Crit's farm, right? He was pretty absurd in that last game what he was able to get. 4-1, a 1K lead at the moment.
Radiant are scanning.
And Amar has hit the level 6, and he's going to go down that defusal route. So once they get that scale, roar, it's on Crit. And easy kill. And gets the power rune for BZM. Melvin and Snay, we're checking if there are some stacks, but not any there.
Dire's bottom tower.
And Chrysalis is definitely going to need some backup top. Really, if he wants to continue farming the wave, yeah, turns towards the jungle.
Yeah.
It's getting harder and harder to lane against Amar's Pango.
I think he can. Chong in the lane by himself. He does have Rupture online, so he might ask for someone to come up and they look for a kill potential. With Saksa, they could pose a kill threat onto Amar here. He has no backup. See if they throw that Rupture out. They're asking for a +1 just in case.
See if Amar reads this. He's going to get caught by the Rupture.
Does he TP during the roll? He does.
He will. He's going to be fine, surely. Oh, the bounce back as well. Clips on towards the Doom, so not able to do anything about that. He is out of there.
Wow, and he doesn't tip. I actually expected him to tip. Amar. Very heads up. Rupture used, TP wasted also for 33. He can go through the portal, but they're identifying it. They see him with the ward. So they're going to say 33's coming through. Snaking's already setting up on it.
And there they go.
Surprise.
He has to drop the Doom down on towards Snaking. So they're going to at least bring down the Tusk. 33 trying to finish off the job. We'll get it. So they'll get the kill, and let's see if 33 can get out of it. No, never mind the Sunder. Skeeter making sure that Snaking does not tick out to the Doom.
Another chain off the mark there from Maureen. 33 will be able to get away. They tried to set the trap for him. Can't finish him off just yet. Looking to go for him again. Can't quite. An exchange of cooldowns. Amar. This time he's been found. BZM.
He's doing it at the moment for Tundra.
Maker. He throws the tip, though.
Still on the bottom lane, they're looking for the wraparound. Maureen comes in, gets the chakram connections onto 33.
Low mana.
Under the tier 2s, though, it's a bit too much of a dive. They can't go for him.
Yeah, he can't actually go for it. Mid, crit. They're looking for the arrow, can't line it up. Yeah, BZM, he's truly doing that work for them, getting them that even gold.
Yeah, he's carrying this early game hard for Tundra.
And he's going to get another power rune, an arcane.
Back down bottom. They stick around, and they will finally get themselves a kill out of it. Sax is gone, and they can get the pressure onto this tower as well.
I like how BZM tips Amar too. You know, old buddies. Of course, going to be seeing those thrown out whenever they get the solo plays on each other. Crit. Trading with Whitemon. Whitemon scouting out to see how those stacks are doing. Gets another aggressive ward down. Yeah, BZM's timings are going to be great. That's 2 components already for that Aghanims. And Maureen, he's the bottom of the course for this Timbersaw this time around. And in a game where there's definitely at least some spells that can be pretty frustrating for him, as we mentioned. The Doom, the Roar, and the Rupture. Honestly, all 3 cores, ultis, and the support, you know, the Muerta is pretty annoying for something like the Timbersaw. as he is behind at the moment. Crystallis, Maelstrom's almost done. His lane has been pretty much completely reestablished too, only 200 behind the Tower Boy.
Yeah, it really has. He's not in a bad spot whatsoever, despite having a tough few moments, being left alone really against Amar.
And look at this, Aurora's back up. They've got the Murano with the arrow, the Moonlight Shadow to go for the play. They have this deep ward. They see Maureen.
Can they catch him? He's so low.
The thirst.
I've got him with the rupture. He's very dead.
He stuck around. He had the thirst. You know, they saw him.
It's risky farming that low.
Yep. But that deep ward plays from Whitemon. It's a sneaky one. And they're looking for more.
Crip. Right. They're going to find him in the mid.
Another catch. BZM again. And that's an Arcane Roar, so it'll come back up in 60 seconds. This tower also to fall.
That's going to be solid timing here on the Aghanims from BZM.
And these are fantastic moves from him and just continue to shut down Maureen. See Skitter trying to pressure the bottom tower, but unable to as they lose the mid. And yeah, Aurora's going to be back up in 50, so we can look to make another move off of that one. They even have Doom available.
I guess this is the thing, really. We've got Falcons having Maureen falling behind a little bit. Tundra, they've got 33, but it feels like it's going to be much easier for 33 on a Doom to recover, right?
Yeah, he just goes Midas.
He's going to catch up. Maureen, he might struggle to survive in some of these plays. We're seeing that they can absolutely kill him at this point on the Timber.
Let's see if they look to get him involved while Roar and Rupture on cooldown, because he does ideally want to try to get some type of kills to accelerate himself a little here. Doesn't want to fall too far behind. If they just constantly wait until Roar and Rupture up, they're going to always have setup to potentially kill Maureen in this early game. Trying to find something, but Tundra aware of the positioning. Yeah, 33 is quite poor too, though. That's a good point out. You know, compared to usual, where we see his Doom thrive. But yeah, he can go for the Midas and get that catch-up going. And Maureen, we saw them do this the other day too. I believe it was on his Sand King. Yeah, he really likes his Atos. When they feel like they're lacking a bit of control. It does give you the stats that you want, right? Because you become tanky. It's nice. Interesting approach. Nice and even early game Tundra, actually with a bit of a lead here.
They're TPing in.
Yeah, they are setting up. Saksa gets the connection.
Is he able to roll away? No, he's not. The silence connects.
What
Arrow as well. They make sure that there's no way for Amar to play out of that.
Beautiful connection. The arrow actually perfectly lined up with that dead shot. Falcons not able to find these type of trades of kills. They're going to smoke and look for a contest around the Shrine of Wisdom.
See what they can do down here.
Or do they find BZM? It's the biggest kill they can go for.
It would be. 2-0-3.
Oh, he stepped up.
Let's see. And with the snowball, Moonlight Shadow coming out. They've got the controller with the Tame and the Wheel of Wonder. Big kill to find there, bringing an end to BZM.
Snaking is going to try for that shrine, but 33's already there. And on the other side, Saksa is positioned, so they'll be able to get the double shrine. But they do lose BZM, which is pretty huge. Falcons finally have to slow him down.
Amar.
Saksa.
See if he can find... Oh, he's stuck. Uh-oh.
Oh, that is awkward.
I'll drop a tip for that one, Saksa.
That's 2 tips for Amar. So they get BZM, but he did buy the Aghanims right before he had died, so he had the gold. But they do find that kill. They don't slow him down in terms of his net worth. And Crystallis now has actually claimed that top spot.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Yep, balanced.
He's getting some really nice space here on the Bloodseeker, and very close to having the full Mjolnir, so his farm's going to start to skyrocket, and he's ready to look for action each and every time that the Rupture's up. As we'll go through the Twin Gate and see if they can catch anyone out alone down bottom.
I like how they're playing around these cooldowns. It's pretty much no hesitation when they have Roar and Rupture to just get Crystallis or BZM to get these kills. And now Tundra's truly feeling their power. Tormentor's coming up soon. They've got that Aghs Beast. They can take this tower and look to set for that. Falcons cannot contest that.
Yeah, Skeeter senses something's up though. Doesn't risk farming anymore on that lower half of the map.
Yeah, gotta get out. So Tundra will get the tower. We'll get the Tormentor. That'll be Crystallis with his Mjolnir finished up. Falcons, they'll go for the trade. They'll get the mid tower, but can't set up. They cannot set up for that Roche. Nice moves from Tundra. Whitemon gets it. Obviously not super beneficial by any means.
Might save his life.
Also, it's not Sox. It's not Sox getting.
Yeah, both of them are kind of like, eh. Nothing crazy on the support shards early this game.
The 3 leaps can matter, right?
It might save him. Yeah. It might save him having that extra charge.
The damage, no cares, but yeah, just the positioning. And they will be going double Atoses, so they won't have these saves again. They are going for very independent builds, as we see on these supports lately. Well, Falcons is actually going very team. items. We see Solo Crest being built for crit. Snaking going for his Blink Dagger for the team for the saves versus the Roar.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Falcons have got some excellent saves from their supports.
They do.
Between the items and the spells.
Yeah, once they've got the Blink, I think, as far as I've seen, Tusk seems to be one of the best terms of save versus the Beastmaster.
Sure, just jump in and get them in the snowball, and just the duration of the snowball as well, causing the enemy to really consider if they want to stick around and try and get the kill after.
Look at this Moonlight, Maureen. Or sorry, Amar getting snuck up on here from BZM. Got the Roar.
Arrow coming in as well.
Is he in range? He's not.
Can't save him.
Couldn't get the escape act.
Maureen. He's going to have the A-toss. They got the wheel dropped down as well, controlling BZM.
Not enough damage.
And Wymon's here to help out still, and Maureen knows it. Can't push forward to try and finish off the job. BZM's fine.
Maureen, he's committing forward for it. May just give his life.
He's going to go for the Timber Chain TP out.
Heads up play. Amar dying underneath his two allies. Good setup there from Tundra. Again, crit just a little slow on the save. Couldn't get quite in range for that escape act. And crit.
They're looking for him. White Mom. He's going to find him.
He's got the arrow. He's got another leap. Maybe the damage actually will make the difference. Just kidding. He's got Pappas. 100 crit. Does nothing. We'll be able to get these Lotus. Always wants to play around those when you're playing Mirana as well too, since you get the benefit of your Selemenes faithful. That it actually adds up. This 50% is a lot later on. Once you get the big Lotuses. Always something to factor in when you're playing Mirana. Bottom, 33. Queuing up a Radiance.
Oh.
He's feeling like he's getting the time to just sit back and farm, and they are getting that gold lead as time goes by, because this Midas.
They're going to try and go for 33, but 33's got backup of Whitemon and Chrysalis. Snaking might have to be bailed upon here.
Not going to go for it. They know the Rupture is available, so Amar doesn't want to go for the play forward there. Amar does show himself. The Rupture is still at the ready over here, but they're not going to look for him. A solid early, solid first 15 minutes still from the side of Tundra. Falcons, they're still getting the farm, but continuing to slow down, in Maureen in particular.
Saxa, see if you can find anything sneaky here with this invis route. Just gonna get some vision down. Do have eyes on Crit. Crit pretty low right now. He's got Snaking and Amar with him though. Gonna try for the setup over towards Amar, but straight away Snaking's in on towards Saxa. Saxa will get the ult off. He's caught in the shards though.
They got him.
Well, surely. There we go.
Took him a second. The ward also, I believe they did reveal that one, so Snaking should be able to clear out the obs on the high ground. I mean, I say he did, but he actually doesn't, so it's still there for a second. There we go. Looking to get aggressive, even with a single pick-off. Maureen, with his Atos, with his Kaya, is starting to catch up after that kill too. Amar. Trying to steal creeps, doesn't get it. Lotus finished, so do have ways to play versus the Roar and the Doom. And the Rupture. I mean, all three. This is a very good Lotus Linken's game.
I was thinking that, right? You got to get both, I think, on some of these heroes.
Honestly, get 5. Like, everybody go Lotus Linken, and it is very valuable if Falcons does really want to go down that route. Obviously not going to actually do 5 because I'm scared, but they are looking to set up on bottom, Amar and Crit. Moonlight Shadow.
Chrysalis.
Do they have a sentry? They have a
BZM. Trying to find the opening, but Amar's ready to turn. They're jumping on towards him, but the Lotus was out in time. Skeeter bringing in the damage, looking towards BZM. BZM goes down.
That Lotus literally split second between the Roar. And Amar actually doesn't even tip BZM. Dude, Amar is like a changed man or something. He got tipped twice this game, and he hasn't tipped them back. That was a clutch Lotus.
He's saving it for the end.
That's true. That's true.
You don't want to tip too early. Shards.
Ooh.
Nice one there from Snaking.
He's completely stuck.
Yeah, and Skeeter with the Metamorphosis still going. He's easily got the damage to claim another kill.
S-tier shards.
Saxa. They head up them up with a dead shot. And the Chrysalis going to try and fight back here against Maureen.
It's a lot of damage.
It is. They'll finish Maureen off. Not quite able to bring down Saxa with him.
Chrysalis gets that last touch too, that extra gold. Nice pickup. Damn, they dropped low. Both of them. Is that a Lotus that popped them up? Didn't see. Something that healed them. Didn't get to see exactly. Back and forth exchange. This game is nice and even. I don't know. This is a really nice one. Feels like both teams have entrances into these later stages, the mid and late game, and both teams definitely have heroes that can scale as the game progresses. Tundra, you get a little more of pacing going though.
And it's just the fact that it's still Maureen in a rough spot, right, on a Timber Saw.
Especially where he dies there.
Exactly, it's easy to kill the Timber right now because of how far behind he is compared to the other cores. It's a slow start from him.
Yeah, till he has Ags, they're going to always be able to. And even when he has the Ags, they have ways to play around it, of course, with the Doom in particular. 33 decides to be more sensible, by the way. Doesn't queue that Radiance anymore. Goes for the BKB. Crystallis close to BKB himself, so they're going to have a... I mean, probably triple BKB timing on Tundra to be able to play versus this role and versus Maureen. That's going to limit a lot of the potential from Falcons in those team fights when they have these three. And Sox is now getting to do what Crit got to do last time. He's just starting to stack up the Ancients himself for his team, since there's no threat right now on the map. Amar with Blink finished, so Blink, Lotus, and the Diffusal.
It's going to try and get the setup on the Saxa. Will force the ultimate out.
Can Snake close the gap?
He still wants to go for it. He's going to get the setup, but Saxa's got backup, and Snake King, he might just die for this. The escape pact, it's going to give him a bit of a chance, but he's so low, he's got to run out of this. But
still
jump force there from BZM. Snake King gets cleaned up, and 33's in with the block off on it was Maureen. Gets the Doom, drop down onto the Timber. They have the Roar on towards Crit. They cleaned up the support, and now they're ready to run down the cores. As Crystallis also finding the Rupture as well. BZM cleans up Maureen. Amar's able to TP out at least, so will survive despite being ruptured. But that was a pretty deep play there from Snake King, trying to get something started that close to the tier 2, and it took that long as well that Tundra, they were always going to TP over and respond to that one.
Right after things were stabling out, you know, being a little bit even, they get the Roche, they get 3 huge kills, and now they get massive momentum surging their ways.
Yeah, we'll see it again here. Just
so
a
deep.
Little bit too deep there from Snake King, really trying to force a kill against Saxa. And at this point, I mean, maybe if it was just Snake King dying, you know, it's okay. You know, you could kind of recover from that, but losing the other 2 on top of it, and just nice target prioritization there. 33 already blocking off the escape, ensuring that he gets that Doom down onto Maureen, and make sure that Tundra, on top of the 2 support kills, gets something big as well.
The Save Your Buddy syndrome coming into play a little there. Falcons trying to bail each other out and end up losing so many. Skitter spotted top, BZM roaring up in 8 seconds.
With the Atos, won't line up the arrow though. Skid's able to get out of it, now turns towards BZM. BZM this time.
He just...
moving on the once, can he do it a second time round hit? But BKB from 33, Amar trying to chase him with the Rolling Thunder. BZM positive the BKB and the Roar. Over towards Skeeter, now they're going to look to try and turn. Crystallis moving in with the BKB and the Mjolnir. Does he have enough damage to bring him down? The Snake King comes in with a punch. Crystallis falling low, but now gets the kills, and the heals are kicking in. Crystallis survives and will get the cleanup. As they've killed off the 3 of them, and now Maureen's kind of on his own.
Oh, that was huge for them. Tundra.
They couldn't quite finish off Crystallis. Maureen.
Might even get another.
Atos into the arrow.
Oh, wow.
They close in upon him. They'll clean up the Timbersaw once and again. Crystallis getting another kill.
The Bloodseeker's coming in.
Just came in clutch there. Knew that he could try and force the fight, stand his ground. I know that as long as he killed something, he was going to get enough of a burst of a heal to clean up the rest of them.
I think Whitemon also landed the arrow on the box, so when the Skitter came out, he was still stunned for that whole duration, so he gets that cleanup. Crystallis. That was Falcons' fight to look to take over because some of these ults were on cooldown. You can see why they were trying to go so hard versus it, even into an Aegis. But yeah, clutch plays from Tundra, keeping BZM alive.
Yeah. Because at this point, right, you know, you kill BZM the once, they're like, you know what, we could do this a second time. Skeeter sticks around, tries to go for him, but with the Roar up.
Yeah, and watch Whitemon. I'm pretty sure he does get the arrow here on that escape act, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I'm that blind. Yeah,
it did.
So it does.
You're right.
So look, he's stunned the whole time when he comes out of it. Great plays from Tundra. Yeah, and it literally was Falcons trying to take advantage. Like, Doom's on cooldown. You know, Roar, maybe Rupture a little bit on cooldown too from the last play, but they get smashed in that fight, and now Tundra in a very comfortable place in this game.
They're going to try for 33 down here, but
Doom's back up.
indeed he's got the BKB and he's ready to turn straight towards them.
Snake. Can't get himself out of this one either. Crystallis, another kill.
It's getting very sloppy here for Falcons now.
Godlike for this Bloodseeker.
And in fact, Whitemon and Saxa, they're going to be able to find him after the Rolling Thunder. Atos into the silences. It's getting very tough now for Falcons.
Tundra's just playing this perfectly. Love the way these two supports, honestly, them not building for the team, them building for themselves has been beautiful. These 8-toe setups too. But yeah, Crystallis having a very good performance on this Bloodseeker, getting these extra heals, top of net worth. Tormentor, next on the choice. And then overall, as we've said a couple of times, just having Malrine so slowed down.
I mean, I think BZM just sort of broke him in the mid lane.
BZM played so well in this early game. I mean, these first 15 minutes, pretty flawless from him. 33, no BKB on him. He's deep. The wheel doesn't connect somehow.
Is he actually going to get a walk away from this?
No way, I think he is. He's Skater, he's going to...
He really wants the kill. And he'll get it, but only just.
Gossamer almost came up. Like that last hit just hit before Gossamer came up.
I mean, if they didn't get that kill, that would feel pretty terrible for Falcons. They drew so much on it.
They're trying to use the last tail bit of this meta to perhaps get another catch. Whitemon.
And he's got 3 charges of the leap.
Punch won't be there.
Now they can maybe turn.
Oh, aggressive play. Again, Skeeter forcing forward.
I mean, they're coming in from the side as well. Saxa got the control here. Escape Act will come in to try and bail Snaking out of this, but he's not getting him away from Crystallis.
Beyond godlike. Falcons trying to go for another consecutive kill after they get one, but immediately get halted. Tundra gonna respawn. Feel like they're ready to fight at any moment.
And as you mentioned earlier, now is the time of the build, but Crystallis starts to get the Dagons on. Have that extra burst.
Just so you can even just get a last hit inside of a fight.
Get the heal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's big heals.
Sure is. I think he got it later last time, I want to say. I was going to go check the build, but I'm paying attention to the game.
Oh, BZM. Might just find himself a ringmaster.
Oh, he's got the nullifier too, so it's guaranteed kills. Probably doesn't even need the roar, but why not? Malrine on the other side.
Oh, he's lucky he took that route.
Well, he'll lose his shrine, but that was ships passing in the night. Saxa. They'll find the Terrorblade instead because of it. A dream pick.
Doomed and ruptured.
He did.
Nobody's coming in to save him. And they know that Malrine's still up here. Malrine, quick CP out before anyone's able to swing back over in time.
Tundra with a firm grasp of this game. 16,000 gold lead, but also the experience lead is pretty massive. They have a 15 level advantage. He's been able to pretty much completely control this while also farming it up with the Midas. And just continue to set back Malrine, set back Amar. And they're ready for any fight now. Even without these ults at the ready, Roar does come back up, but they are so ready for fights on Tundra now. With this nullifier too, I don't think we've seen almost any escape act saves in this game, and now they have the answer for it too, so. Bit of a tough one from Crit this game. Roche. How long is that spawn? About a minute. I'm terrible reading this clock. I have no idea. 2 minutes. No, it's less. That was right before. Whatever.
No, we've got the time on the screen, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to do the maths.
I always still try to do it because I'm stupid. Oh, top Tundra. Doom. 40 seconds till it's back up. They use this twin. I want stat. Can we get? I mean, obviously not
twin
this
gate
game,
usage,
but overall,
yeah.
I want to see what teams use twin gate the most effectively. I don't know if we can ever get something like that at time, but obviously not this game. But in particular, I'm curious about that because I feel like Tundra's used it like crazy this game. So both teams smoked up. Falcons. There's no Doom at the ready, so they're looking to fight with that on
They're
cooldown.
coming in from the high ground. The silence onto Malrine.
Arrow.
Arrow's in onto Snaking, and the escape pack comes in from Crit. Well, Snaking not able to get out of this. BZM's going to look to find the Roar, and he'll get it onto Malrine. Closing in onto the Timbersaw. Amar will come in with the Rolling Thunder, and they'll come in with the buyback for Snaking to try and save Malrine, but he dies so quickly
There's no
for the damage of BZM.
This Crimson Guard blocks everything, too. Terrorblade's hitting for 0. And they still have a Roar or a Doom and a Rupture at the ready, too, if they do want to continue fighting on the side of Tundra. Making it look easy now, forcing that buyback from snaking too. And more I'm looking at it, this Mirana potentially versus the Ringmaster is kind of interesting because you get arrowed in the box and you just can't move. So you can't actually use it as much as you sometimes want to. I don't know, maybe there's something there. And there's the Dagon.
Yeah, Dagon's out, Radiance is out for 33. The big items just continue to fly out for Tundra whilst Falcons are trying to hold on.
I mean, sure, why not at this point? Sell the Midas, get a Radiance. Now it's actually very impactful in the fights too, rather than having a useless Midas in fights. Cool. Yeah, they're cruising now at this point. 20k lead, 30 minutes in with the Doom lineup. It is really starting to feel like it's Skitter versus the world, and it's just, it doesn't feel easy for him at all versus the Crimson, versus the tankiness of these heroes. And Tundra, yeah, getting some big items soon. An Ags on Saksa, he's approaching level 20. Now they're just, everybody's super farmed. And there's that Roche.
I should be able to take this with Falcons contesting, unless they want to try and play it safe and go for a pick-off first, Tundra.
I feel like Falcons might look to fight around that, just because I don't know if they just fully want to give it, but I don't know.
It's so difficult.
It dies too fast. Beastmaster is just too good at kicking Roche. Got to play into this Aegis now of Crystallis. Haven't been able to bring him down pretty much since the laning phase. Now you got to do it twice. And they'll get the gem. So yeah, Tundra looking to completely control the map now with this gem pickup also after this Aegis has been grabbed for Crystallis.
Saxa. I mean, at the moment, you know, Falcons, they're scared of anyone that they see. Even a support, they can't try and do anything about. They just have to run.
But Falcons just has to wait for a high ground defense at this point. Fighting outside feels way too complicated versus the vision control that Tundra's been able to establish. And they're just, yeah, they're too weak at this point, really, to fight outside, too. I mean, maybe they're going to try for some sneaky play, though. Looks like they are set up in this area around their ward, at least. But Tundra smoked up themselves. Oh, sorry, Ninja Gears. BZM, he's got that at the ready. They saw Terrorblade illusion up here on the left side, so maybe anticipating that Skitter's still around here somewhere. And they might actually find Amar instead because of it. He's got the Lincolns, he's got the Lotus. Not gonna go for the play. Just throw the Doom on Snag. Pace is slowed down so much. 33 just wants to kill.
And Dagon getting leveled up pretty good here on Crystallis.
Probably the only hero you'll see Dagon purchased and leveled up, and besides when you're playing versus Nature's Prophet.
Gonna try for 33.
Do they have the control? He's got BKB TP, and there's no Tusk.
Top lane, the space is there. They finish off the tier 2 tower.
Aegis for 3 minutes still. It's a nice big pickup. BZM, Shivas is done. Gonna probably tell somebody else that they need to hold the gem because he doesn't have space for it, and they can look to hit hard with this. They still have 3 minutes left on this Aegis to go for a fight into an high ground push. Falcons, they are outside of the base right now too. Could get caught here. The ward is spotting them. They'll be able to TP out. Tundra on the prowl. Crystallis. They want blood. The Shrine. 18 seconds. They're going to look to take that one away. Is Falcons actually going to look to set up in that area? I don't think so.
It seems like they just got to hope for some sort of high ground mess up from Tundra.
Yeah, pretty much. Just avoid until Skeeter is effectively 6-slotted and can hope to defend on that high ground. The Tundra playing it very careful, very methodical how they're approaching this. BZM gets the roar.
He's going to find him.
An easy kill. Whitemon will snag that with the arrow. Level 20 now for him. Yeah, just seeing also, of course, the Moonlight Shadow. This one wasn't that, but it was a smoke. But yeah, the movement around the map, definitely seeing in the Tundra how they like to play. Onto the high ground. 2 minutes left on this Aegis.
Falcons, they've got to do something soon. On the verge of losing potentially a couple of setup. sets of barracks here.
Banner as well in the mid lane, so they're keeping the catapults alive. Skeeter was trying to drag the wave, but they're getting 2 sets pushed here. Falcons.
Top set gone.
They definitely don't want to give up 2 sets. This is not an easy fight.
Got everybody up on Falcons.
Let's see what they go for. They're in.
They're going to try. Rolling Thunder's in. They're going to look to throw down everything they can on towards Crystalis, but he's out now with the Moonlight Shadow. Turns towards Amar. Lincoln's will protect him from the Rupture. Amar, Rolling Thunder about to come to an end. Will be able to swashbuckle up to the high ground.
It hits him.
They're going to come in with the Escape Act. Get him out to the side. Fear still hits them. BZM with the Roar. They're able to find the follow-up. Lockdown, kill him off. He's out for 80. It's game over. GG's called. Tundra making this game too look pretty easy for them.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of it on the backup of BZM in the early game, but then Crystalis after laning phase just completely took over. That was a cool game. They used their double saves there on the side of Falcons to try to protect, and then when they're both gone.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, time to get to the action of this deciding game 3 here between Tundra and Falcons. And indeed, definitely eyes on Malrine. Had a tough game in game 2. This time around, they're going to put him on his Razor. See if it does a bit better in this game 3. I mean, do you imagine it looks better? Do you like that they went with the Razor to close this up?
I mean, he's looking to just bully BZM, right? He just wants to smash the lane.
Sure, he's like, I'm not going to lose this lane.
I'm not
again.
losing this lane.
Yeah.
And if he does lose this lane, I mean, then it's over. But yeah, he's looking to smash the lane. And yeah, just looking to have that tanky bruiser with the Kunkka just run through with the global, right? So it's going to be an interesting approach. It's a different one that we've seen a lot of people do. But they do get the silencer versus the Ringmaster, which seems to be one of the best answers. However, Tundra, they got some of the best heroes in the game with Coddle. They have Coddle Sanking, which is very nice, and then Coddle TB and Coddle Pango are 2 of the classics. So Saksa feels like he can do so much work because all 3 cores thrive when he's around. Looking forward to see how much they're going to be able to do. Falcons looking to try to win 2 lanes was what I would say, though, with the way they set up this draft.
The battle begins.
So smoke from Tundra might catch Skeeter by surprise. Burrow Strike. Impalement Arts as well as the blast coming in from Saxa. And Skeeter get back to safety.
Body block, extra blood grenade. 33 going for the last hit. He's going to take a fair bit there from the tower. Oh my god. He actually takes 3 hits. All right, he'll be able to heal up afterwards there, but does take a fair bit of damage. We see the sentries coming in, so while that first blood is happening, Falcons, they know what they're doing when they're playing versus the Sanking. Double block the camps to be able to slow down that farm. And yeah, this lane, it's going to be a tough one for BZM. See how he's able to do once he's at least got the swashbuckle to play around, dodging a bit of that damage from the static link, but either way, Malrine should have a very, very free time.
And now we're looking on the bottom lane.
But this one is the one that could be, I think, could be a little more volatile, but the other 2, I think, is what Falcons look to set up for wins. The top lane and the mid lane. This one, maybe a bit of both ways, just because Ringmaster is so strong. Speaking of Ringmaster, I mean, he's bringing it to crit. I thought he might actually whoopee cushion and go for the kill there, but doesn't know to quite set it up. 33. This is going to be, as it tends to be for the Sankings, a very hard start.
Yeah, should be able to harass him back pretty easily here with the silencer each time he steps up.
Yeah, let's see how many sentries Sox is going to have to bring to the table to be able to get rid of these wards. He knows one of them is blocked. The other one, of course, around the triangle is also going to be blocked. He's got to have that open to be able to catch 33 back up. And BZM, 7-1 to the 5-1.
He's
6 damage.
The first wave's going pretty nicely for him. And bottom, Mightmon doing an excellent job of keeping the 2 of them incredibly low.
BZM is trading it with Malrine. He's just hitting him and he's body blocking him. I mean, Malrine.
Oh.
There's another swash.
There is in a second.
He might actually just kill him here, Owen.
He's going to have it if he hits it. And he knows it. BZM's being very careful, making sure that it doesn't get dodged.
Oh.
It hits a little bit.
He kills the Razor mid with the Pango and has the tip super ready.
Yeah, absolutely. Malrine's not going to be feeling good about today.
Oh, man. That should not happen. That is huge that BZM's able to do that with the body blocks. Malrine just playing too far up. He only got 5 damage from the link.
And the majority of that previous wave dying under the tower whilst Malrine was out.
Wow, BZM. I mean, on fire today, clearly. Especially after that last game with his Beastmaster. And they're also able to set up for the kill bottom, as we said. This is the lane that is a bit more volatile, but wow. Yeah, BZM, huge. Especially since he's able to do that before that level 3 hits, the ideal timing, because level 2 Link is when it starts to become that much more difficult, but able to just commit for the kill, that's crazy.
And Amar continues to have a tough time down here. Yes. Not proving easy to get the farm here on the offlane Kunkka. Slow start.
Whitemon, I mean, he's the difference, right? That Ringmaster, he's just so good at it. Top, 33. Wait, there's a courier there. Okay. He actually get himself out. A couple extra right clicks, 1 or 2 more. What?
Oh, the sandstorm!
Oh, only just living, and now the Lotus, it does come back up if he wants to get that heal. Yeah, wow, BZM, definitely. He's going to be the one to watch for this game, though, after that start. And level 2 Link is online, but now he's already got his boots, too, so he can actually perhaps play around this. 40 Link damage again, so yeah, maybe not. Level 3 Link still too hard. Yeah, insane. Top lane, we are seeing, of course, though, Skeeter 19 and 12 to the 7 and 3 of the Sanking. But yeah, like you said, you know, Amar also not able to step up too easy versus this bottom lane.
Saxon.
Second sentry.
Yeah, doing a good job of making sure that this sort of blocking is put to an end.
Ooh, and he stacks while doing that. So he stacks the Ancient while unblocking the hard camp too. A nice efficient play coming out from the Coddle. Yeah, it's going to be just big. Just that the fact that BZM is going to have, it's just a good lane now for him. Yeah, he's just getting good CS here, and he's going to have good levels. And this was a counter pick that Falcons really wanted to shut the lane down with, in particular. So definitely could have repercussions post laning phase.
And definitely a lane that you know that they've got to be prepared to bring backup in potentially when the 6s come in.
I mean, BZM's going to have it that much faster than Malrine, so he absolutely has kill threat. Snaking. Looking to contest, maybe check out these stacks. He's going to get some information, maybe body block the camp as well, too, to prevent that extra stack. Since Skeeter now at this point is left alone. And he's just going to be able to free farm up there on the Tiny. So maybe Snay looks to play around the mid lane, too, to just annoy BZM.
I mean, Malrine's having to take the warp back to base, or at least to back up and hit. Yeah.
No, he has to go base.
For the neutrals, he's got to go base, yeah.
Yep. And BZM's trying to do the same thing that he did last time, where make him miss some creeps, but not able to with the catapult wave. Yeah, he's going to have 6. Pretty much done after this creep wave and one more. One more creep. Crit? He is deep.
And they'll kill him off. I mean, Amar doesn't get the torrent connection onto Crystalis. So
Strongman tonic as well. Whitemon, when he gets the kill, has that heal. Strong stuff from Tundra off these lanes right now. 6 minutes going to be hit. Power Rune will be coming up in a moment. BZM.
Yeah, they're gonna bring up the backup here around the mid here. Falcons with the supports.
They glyph the wave too. BZM's not 6 yet. And Snaking will be able to take that in there. So yeah, looking to help out Malrine. Ooh, okay. Not the greatest link.
33, trying to get this chance to clear the stacks.
He's caught back up already. Looking at his CS, even though he was completely pushed off of the wave. It's only 300 ahead of his, or 300 behind his counterpart of the Kunkka. They're looking to get aggressive bottom, Mar.
Got the X-Mark set him on a Whitemon. With the escape backed off, Amar getting the angle with the tie, bring a Whitemon. They have to tame the 2 of them.
Amar dropping low.
Now they can turn towards Crit. Backup comes in from BZM. He's ready with the Rolling Thunder.
Oh, they're both in trouble.
He's coming straight for them. Gets the crossover on towards Crit. Impalement Ars hits, and he's ready to dive the tower and try and find Amar as well.
Oh,
won't get the bounce back.
No mana.
The curse down onto BZM. Still going to chase on forward. The Torrent and the Tidebringers there will connect. Amar turns. Will be able to help put an end to BZM. So BZM diving a little too far and not quite able to get that second connection with the Rolling Thunder.
1 mana, if I'm not mistaken, off from having the shield crash before that last word ticks into him. Amar, those, I mean, the side steps are everything there. It actually looks like he's for sure dead, but just dodging that initial roll connection allows him to survive, get that extra kill, and get that tip, which he was saving since the last game. 5-1, but the gold lead, mostly just because of top lane, right? Skeeter, how big he is.
I mean, look at this wraparound down bottom. We've got the rotation coming in from Malrine.
They're bringing 4. Tiny's coming too.
Going to be able to quickly clean up Whitemon. Now they can turn with the boat coming in on towards the Terrorblade and take Crystallis down as well. 33.
Thinking
about coming in with the epicenter from the side. He's going to try for it. And with the Burrow Strike as well onto Marmar's. Immediately going to go for the TP out. He dies. The damage is done. And in fact, the rest of Falcons also falling pretty low. They've got to get out of the Sandstorm.
Marine also, yeah. All three almost ticking down to it. Almost actually, I didn't see who threw the Lotus onto him, but he almost ends up perhaps surviving, trying to go for that TP out to base, but just a bit too much damage. 33 with the good connection. Power Rune, BZM.
They're going to be able to get it for the Maureen. They are. Maureen's actually able to get the bottle of the regen rune.
He's too low, though.
Rolling Thunder, BZM cleans him up.
Can't actually pop it in time. Even if he does, he still just goes down.
But you don't think it would have kept him alive, the regen? Not enough?
It gets reduced so much when you're getting hit that I think he wants to save it
yeah.
for the next play. If you use it when you're high HP, it's a lot more valuable than when you're super low.
But when you're trying to recover from minimal HP, unlikely to save you.
All right, Soxa, it's time. So we mentioned how good of a Coddle game is. Usually we wait until he gets that recall online, how much he can actually start doing. But he's going to be able to do a lot of work with all three of his cores. Gets him back up to full HP. He's going to be able to continue controlling the map, moving his heroes around, in particular Crystals, to get him that increased farm. Yeah, just Chakra. We'll talk about exactly the combos, obviously, right? The Chakra with the TB, since it's not around your ultimate, the meta, plus your Conjure. You get so much extra farm, pulling him around the map. TB can sometimes suffer with mobility, but with the Coddle, he thrives on getting that extra farm. Yeah, he's using that regen just to farm it up. The Hellbear buff. We mentioned it yesterday, too. A lot of damage from those leads, but obviously won't die. 2K lead now for Tundra after that move. All three cores looking to be in just a little bit of I mean, two of the cores looking to be in a hotter spot, actually, than their counterparts. That offlaner and that mid lane. That's 33. He's gone for a lot of small items in between before getting that Blink Dagger, too. He's level 9.
Yeah, it could start getting difficult for Falcons if they're not prepared to turn up and maybe defend some of these towers. Tundra's getting away with a lot of early pressure.
Absolutely. I mean, Snaking's still not level 6, so they can't really stop a lot of that aggression. They don't have the global online. Crit is about to have his ult. BZM will be able to steal some of these Ancients, actually. He does get, I believe, 3 or 4 of them cleaned up there. And he's got the amp damage, too, so one of the scariest runes on a Pango early game. And BZM, he's looking for somebody. He sees Snaking. He's like, this Silencer's trying to get 6.
He's a bit scared about going for him.
He did die in that same position last time, so maybe hesitant to go for the dive again.
He's going to look back over towards the mid BZM.
Power, can they finish it off? It's dropping low. With the DD popped, amp damage, they should finish it off. Doesn't look like Falcons wants to contest versus it. Give it to the catapult again, whoopsie. And there's the Blink. Early game team fight from Tundra is very strong. If they're able to get the spells off, obviously, you know, the global can of course prevent that, but with Rolling Thunder and an Epicenter with a Blink Dagger early game, their entrance into these fights is very strong.
It's just going to be so much easier for BZM as opposed to Maureen, right? Yep. Maureen's still trying to play the catch-up game.
And speaking of BZM, still with that amp damage, Snaking is deleted. And that's the Diffusal Blade done, and he's always going to have it full mana, and he's going to have potentially double swashes in the fight.
The cooldown's always going to be good.
Yep. And the Diffusal early, it's strong versus, I mean, honestly, all three cores. I would say Razor less so than the Tiny and the Kunkka, but yeah, strong Diffusal game.
I'm up.
He is deep.
He's going to try for the setup here onto Crystallis. Get in with the boat, but the escape act will buy him a bit of safety. I mean, Crystallis, he should have the chance to get the Sunder off. He will. They're going to still try and finish him off, but then 33 comes in with a 3-man Burrow Strike on the back lines. Crystallis is still alive. Amar's trying to finish him off. He's not going to get him. Crystallis is going to survive, gets out of the fight. Tundra, they clean up the 2 of them. Skeeter and Amar dead, and the rest of Falcons have to run.
They can't finish off Crystallis, and now he's going to get healed up. Soxa is starting to throw the salves and the recalls and the illuminates to put him back up. The global comes, but he gets it too late.
Yeah,
comes at the end
33 is already in. Yeah, perfect timing for him to turn up with that Blink Dagger, get a beautiful angle on the back of the fight.
I think Snake hit 6 after it came in. I think he got like XP from a creep or something. I don't know what it was, but either way, 33 with a great angle to protect his core Crystallis. Even though they get the flank set up on him, they can't.
They pretty much throw everything down onto him.
Yeah, they got, I believe, a full link too, right? I think it was actually a full duration link, if I'm not mistaken. And still couldn't bring him down. Tundra, very decisive hit there.
And we'll see again the attempt here to try and bring down the Terror Blade.
Yeah, the escape deck coming in beautifully. The heals, the Illuminate comes through, so he's deceptively tanky. And Whitemon there for that Sunder. But yeah, at 33, couldn't ask for a better connection. A triple burrow with that epi.
Excellent stuff from him. It's getting harder and harder for Falcons.
It really
Down
is.
4K, and again, it's just another game where Malrine he's slipping so far behind.
And he was the counter. He was the attempted counter pick. and it
Indeed,
just
this
wasn't the
time they
case.
went heavier in on giving him that favorable chance in the mid lane, but this game 2 and game 3, it's been rough showings from Malrine.
BZM, yeah, just truly beasting it today. 5K lead in the first 14 minutes with this Terror Blade and this Coddle to be able to move around the map, and ults are going to be coming back up soon. Global, a little bit longer of a cooldown compared to these two, so they could look to set up for fights with Sox able to recall them all over the map. Snaking. Sox is trying to set up onto him.
He's got eyes on him.
Can't quite. And BZM playing in the enemy triangle by himself. That says a lot, that he feels confident to be able to just stand here. Shrine.
That's the retreat. I can use the global to try and protect himself here, Snaking.
They can't get a kill with it, though. That's a long
He's
cooldown
still
to
sticking
use.
around. He shows himself.
Oh, he's dead.
Definitely feels like panic setting in here for Falcons.
I mean, it's a big cooldown to use as well, to 2 minutes that now Tundra can just pressure anywhere they'd like to go for. And it is going to be around that Tormentor and Rages and that Roche timing that they could look to fight around. 30 seconds until it comes back up, and there's not going to be that global.
And bottom lane,
I mean, they're already set up for it.
they're ready to try and chase this. BZM
I mean, they've got the defusal.
got the setup. Beautiful angle again with the Rolling Thunder. Knocks him down to the low ground, leaves nowhere for Malrine to run.
Oh, man.
The pain continues for Malrine.
Hey, this is a hero also. We have to always mention it's a hero that hates to play from behind, and he is super far behind now at this point. And even BKB, you know, versus the magic damage is good, but this is definitely not one of those drafts. It's all magic damage, Owen.
No, absolutely
a
not.
And a Terror Blade.
Indeed, these two heroes can still tear through. I think, you know, he's just in a position, Malrine, where he's kind of like,
I don't know.
what does he buy
Yeah,
to sort of recover from this state as a Razor?
It truly does feel like, yeah, the other two cores just got to do so much heavy lifting because his game is just over, it feels like, at this point now. Unless there's some crazy overextension from Tundra, but so far, no mistakes really from them in this early game. 73% chance. Sox almost halfway to Ags too. So the team fight for the supports is even becoming easier on Tundra too. So Falcons, I'm like, usually it's like, okay, like double BKT timings or something that comes together. The timings are all shot because of this laning phase.
Yeah.
Even, like I said, BKB for Razor is just not going to feel great. We see the Blade Mails out for Amar, which in some situations can feel decent, but in this game not so much because there's a lot of sustain, and the pipe is going to be super late. So Tundra, insane amount of control, an 8K lead at this point in the game. And Sand King, the hero who was sacked, is actually top net worth, 5-0-1. And I think that's his Ag's actually done. So one of the faster ones I think that I've seen in Blink, Phase, Null, plus an Aghanims.
Yeah, he's crushed it.
Yeah.
And just the, oh, see top. 33.
They're recalling in.
They're going to find him. Skeeter gets jumped.
Double burrows because of the recall as well.
I mean, Malrine is taking it, considering if they could do something to punish this.
Soxa can bring more numbers. That's the dangerous thing here. This is 5 heroes for Tundra.
And Rolling Thunder's at the ready. 33 jumps forward. Yep, BZM sort of blocked off. He'll now be able to jump up. He's going to find Snaking.
Hey, this game looks almost unplayable now at this point for Falcons.
It certainly feels like that.
Anywhere you go, they bring the numbers. They don't even need to have the TB to pop meta to get involved for most of these plays. And playing from ahead with Coddle feels amazing, and playing from behind with Razor feels terrible. So
it's definitely one of the rougher cores to try and catch up on.
Yeah, and Sox is soon going to have that Ags pretty much finished after they do these stacks, and maybe a couple more creeps for him. So yeah, team fight's just going to continue to become even more difficult as nothing's working for Falcons. Grouping up, they need to probably just mount a team fight to break everything that's going on, but have to have the number advantage. Rolling Thunder is on cooldown, same thing for that Epi, so maybe that is why they are grouping. See if they do actually even smoke, though. They do. So trying to get some type of punish play.
It's tough. It's tough. They have to take this sort of chance, but the chance of this going well is pretty low.
Yeah. Even without the ultis, Tundra's team fight is insanely strong at this point in the game. And they are going to start coming back up soon. 15 on pretty much both of them.
And at this area of the map where the tier 1 still up, they can come in with the backup.
They can't force anything. 33 actually just stopped the whole play right there with the Sandstorm. They can't go on him, and now they have to break. They can't look for a play again, it feels. Okay, actually, it looks like they have information that 33 is bottom. They're going for this wraparound. Snaking is trying for him here. They're bringing the numbers.
Maybe they can get at least a, Saxa on the Cottle.
Is he trying to recall himself out? He's trying to recall himself out of the fight.
But they're popping the global. They have to drop everything to just try and get something.
He does buy the Ags before he dies, though. But at least getting a kill on the board that they haven't been able to find for a very long time. The global was used. So now for that next fight, not going to have that at the ready. But at least getting Maureen something, which he desperately needs for his BKB. Yeah, definitely not an end-all be-all BKB, though. Playing versus all this physical damage.
Tundra.
Amar is actually switching his build up, and they're looking to set up on him top. They still have this deep ward that wasn't taken out. They saw Crit. They saw him, too. They're in.
See what they can find. They get the gap close, in fact, onto the two of them. We'll see 33 get the jump on towards Crit. Chase down the Jakiro. Quick jump there with a blink to dodge the ice path.
I mean, top, though. BZM is isolated.
Amar's getting the chance to potentially turn, but Whitemon is moving in.
He's got the save.
Escape pack comes into play. Saxon there ready to join over as well. Gets the Will-O-Wisp drop down to control Amar. Amar now completely out of mana. Chrysalis finishes off snaking. Amar's not getting out of this one.
Nah, they tried to go for the play when they were split up.
They've got eyes on Skeeter as well.
He sticks around.
They were able to walk down. He's got the TP out. And he will make it.
Only just.
Oh my goodness, he's lucky to get out of that one. Still, there's 3 dead on Falcons, 17 for 5.
Nah, this is just such a beatdown. Tundra just, Coddle, when you're ahead, he just shows up. They always have numbers. Appears right on top of that Pango, gets the extra sustain he needs. I mean, maybe he didn't even need it, actually, but either way. Tower now, tier 2. Quickly sieged.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, they can move over towards the tier 2 mid as well if they want to keep the pressure on Tundra.
I was about to say, I think you should buy the shard on Saksa pretty soon, because you don't want to wait for that next Tormentor, so it's so strong with the recalls. Crit.
It's going to be lucky to not get clipped by that Burrow strike.
They're setting up on mid. Mar. 33's thinking about going in.
I won't go for it quite yet.
But just swinging from top lane to mid lane to bottom, looking to take away the Shrine of Wisdom and maybe look for a fight around this tier 2. They're diving.
There's the Rolling Thunder, BZM. Set up on a Skeeter, the Will-O-Wisp drop down. Can they do anything to save their Tiny? No, they can't. Tiny's gone. Maureen tries to move it over towards Chrysalis, but he gets caught by the Rolling Thunder. They'll put the BKB here, Maureen. They're trying to see if they can at least threaten one of the cores.
Damage.
They'll turn over towards 33, but 33's just able to get the Epicenter off. Stands his ground, Epicenter, Burrow stroke over towards Maureen. Maureen will be able to sneak back to the base safely, but the rest of the team, they're all dead here. Ultra kill for Chrysalis, only Maureen able to get out alive.
I mean, 0 damage. Chrysalis got full link. They threw everything onto him. They throw the global, and he takes pretty much nothing. Just stands his ground, gets the full ultra kill. Yeah, Falcons have been trying to take that last fight, it feels like, but that does feel like it was the end.
They're getting absolutely crushed.
Yeah, this is just
absolutely crushed. Game 2 didn't look great. Game 3's looking a whole lot worse for them.
This is just a masterclass from Tundra. It feels like they got too much again also this time. They got the Coddle with 3 of the best Coddle heroes.
And 33's ready to keep it going.
Skeeter. Another kill.
I don't know how much more of this they want to endure, as you say.
Yeah.
This is...
I mean, they got the Dream heroes, and they also, we have to just say, BZ getting this kill in mid lane.
BZ, he is having quite the day. Well, it's his birthday today. Game 2, Game 3, he is loving life from the mid lane, getting to just absolutely just destroy Maureen. It's just whatever's happened, the outcome from that mid has caused Maureen to have no game whatsoever in Game 2 and now in Game 3 as well.
old is BZM now?
Finished in 20? 20, right?
20 now. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. It's getting up there. Another recall. Maureen, BKB cooldown 3, 2, 1.
He's going to get the chance to get it off, or he's going to be perfectly chain stunned. He will get the chance to get it off,
but he's dead.
He's going to die through it.
They'll hang on. They'll probably try to keep getting this split push to get their items together for Falcons, but Tundra, yeah, just continue to have free pickings on anyone that shows. Crystallis charging toward bottom when he sees a hero, and here come the recalls.
Saxa, just a masterclass on the call.
Yep. Honestly, I don't know though, but like I gotta look, like say something is like, why would you ever pick Io when you can just pick Coddle and it's like a recall with 0 cooldown? A global recall / relocate kind of thing. It's insane. And it is, of course, because of how ahead they are, what he's been able to do on top of all of it, but yeah, they're everywhere. At 33, I mean, no, he's not even deviating. No funny business in his build. He's not going some Revenants, bro. I mean, he's going BKB, AVULUS, being safe. Crystallis, 3 minutes left on Aegis. Might threaten high ground. He's got the Metamorphosis.
Yeah, I think so. You know, see what happens. Aaron's got to be careful. BKB's still on cooldown for 25 seconds.
Saxa, he's calling the
They
go.
get the jump on towards him. The Ice Path will hold them out, but BZM's able to jump across with the shield crash. They've got the swashbuckle over as well. That's him gone. Crit also likely to fall here to the right clicks of Crystallis.
Okay, Tundra wants them out of this game. They're diving the base.
Yeah, 33 just chilling outside the fountain. Skeeter might get the toss back.
He does.
It will.
Okay.
All right, gets him in, but the BKB and the burrow strike doesn't matter. 33 will die to the fountain.
Dude, BZM will tip him for that. The push, though, will continue. 20 seconds, no Razor. BZM wants it.
He's ready to go in.
He sees Amar. He sees his buddy.
Holding him in position with the Rolling Thunder. Will-O-Wisp down as well as the right clicks. The boat's not going to save him. I mean, this bottom racks is gone.
As we said, we'll see Falcons try to hold on longer, but yeah, this game truly has been decided. Tier 2, still in the mid lane, so yeah, they'll have to walk over there, clear out the tower, but at least they got 33. At least they got the toss back. He's not going to end the game with 0 deaths.
Yeah. Maybe this series was kind of like just it was all down to the endurance. And Falcons, maybe they lost all their energy in that game 1.
It was a 70-minute game. Yeah.
After that, game 2, game 3, it's been all downhill for Falcons.
Hey, to be honest, it was a 73-minute game where they were in the leading charge of the game the entire time. It took them a while to build.
They might have just used it all in that game 1.
Yeah, I mean, Tundra
ran out of steam. And Falcons.
As the recalls continue to come out, push. He's just revving up the Metamorphosis to get the push going for Crystallis. And 33 is set up top. Sox is there now too.
He's got eyes on Maureen.
Hello. And goodbye. More recalls. Keep refreshing that Metamorphosis plus the Conjures. Saxa. Find another one.
Swinging up and down the map.
Yep.
Getting the kills wherever they go.
And he just keeps recalling, look, hello, you come to me as well. There we go. Terrorblade. Only, look, he has 80 seconds left on meta, and he's going to almost have it up when it's down. The power of the Coddle. Jump. He sees his friend again.
He's in BZM. Skeeter watching for the side. He's not going to want to show himself here. As BZM might even find him as well there. Skeeter will be okay. Fortification comes out. They'll have Maureen back up. The BKB on Crystallis is still 50 seconds on the Aegis. He's going to stick around.
30 until the meta comes back up. So some downtime on it, of course. Saxa just continues to refresh it, get that heal going as well. Holy Locket as well, so they're full HP.
Oh, they just can't enter into the fight. Who goes in first at this point?
Coddle's so broken on it. These heroes that just you get ahead. It's so absurd.
Up to the top, 33. With the burrow strike on a Maureen, they'll lay down the Macropires. The Ags now here from Crit. There's a lot of damage coming in on the 33. Global as well. They're moving in with the static link. Can they get him out? They can. Escape packs there. 33 is going to get the chance to potentially break away. The Will of Wonder drop down. Finally, they'll finish him off, but it took so much from Maureen. He'll get cleaned up by BZM. They'll tap out now. GG is called. Tundra take game 3, and with that, the series 2-1 today against Falcons. And this game 2 and game 3, they weren't close, folks.
No, and a very appropriate tip there. Amar tipping BZM. Honestly, BZM went out of control these last 2 games.
He just...